Well, shit, I just went to YouTube Music by accident.
Setting up your meeting for YouTube Live. Here we go.
The YouTube Music by accident.
All right, I'm muted.
Proud of you.
I'm proud of you too after the last deal we did.
Well, it's 8 o'clock. Here, I'm going to hit record.
Tiffany Boots just asked if there was a link to join. I don't know if maybe she thought that we were doing just like kind of like the
Just tell her we're on
tragedy of
the
cinema.
YouTube.
Yeah. We may
Christine did
bring
too.
people on later, but we'll start it out with us three.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Welcome back to the Evil Never Dies podcast. Evil Talk Live. This is like the third one we've done.
Yeah, well, this one hopefully works.
I know there's a lag, but who's this? Oh, Tammy Wilson's. Hello, party people. What's up, Tammy?
Well, can you see the YouTube? Because I ain't got it up yet. So if you can,
Yeah, I
if
can see the chat. So
okay,
far,
if one of us
Tammy's
can
here,
see it, then I think we're okay.
but I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep up with any chat. But
Well, it's hard for you to do anything by yourself, let alone two things at once.
That's true too. So I guess I need to pull up YouTube, right?
yeah, you
Right,
better
Greg.
do that.
Uh-huh.
Oh shit!
I'll see if I can get it to work on my iPad. I tried that last time it didn't work, but we had so many problems the last time that
We did.
Oh,
Okay, I've got YouTube up. I can run the chat.
there's Tiffany. She's on there. What's
Well,
up,
I don't
Tiff?
see anybody. Why am I not seeing anybody?
well, my iPad's dead, so it didn't work either.
There I go. I got it up, but okay. Now I got to figure out how to chat. I got it. I used to run Vinnie Paul's YouTube. I should be able to run this. Okay, I'm good.
We're
We may have a
recording.
live crew.
Two Live Crew, remember that?
Yeah, I do remember two live crew.
I remember them, but I never listened to them.
Oh, really?
I'd listen to when they got banned, whatever that song was.
I don't remember.
I
I
can't.
wasn't really into them either.
No,
So-
not my kind of music.
What's been going on, Tiff? I know there's a delay. There's a bad delay.
Well, it's the whole, it's beaming up to satellites and shit and coming back down. So,
Right.
Satellites and shit. Oh Jesus!
we're fancy.
Satellites and shit. Yeah.
We really don't have no topic. Greg asked me earlier, "You got a topic? Any topics?" And I was like, "Not really." I said,
I was at a funeral today, so I don't have a topic at all except um going to Bud's funeral.
"Well, shout out to Bud." Uh,
I will give the funniest thing I've ever heard. Now Bud was I'm gonna say he's Bud was not religious at all. His parents decided to have this thing in the Church of Christ in Covington, Texas, which has about maybe 30 people. And the what do you call it? Church of Christ preacher. They wrote on there that he was a D&D, player, and he said, "Oh, I know what that is. That's Dungeons and Dragons." And I was actually impressed.
Yeah. Depending on their age, they probably would have been like one of those people that like, oh, that's Satan, that's the
I think
devil.
this guy looked fairly like maybe in his 30s or mid 30s, so probably
Uh,
not. He wasn't an
so
old dude. If
he
he'd have
was,
been like 60, well, that's a shit that was satanic.
yeah, he
So
could have been a nerd like us, so that's good.
I think I'm still living in the olden times on these preachers. When I'm like, uh-oh. I don't think they're all, they're not like they were when I was a kid.
oh, yeah.
Speaking of kids, apparently my turds that I teach have found our video
Oh no.
and have mocked me continuously about things that I said and brought up things that I've said in like passing, and I'm like, that sounds really familiar. I think I said that.
Oh no.
And then I realized that they were sharing the video of with each other of me on this program.
Oh
Oh
no.
no.
So I had to put a squash to that because I was like, all right, we ain't gonna have all this nonsense.
No.
We're,
No, don't need that.
this is my safe space. You know, what I mean, I can come on here and say what I want. So if you turds are listening now,
Turn it
it's
off.
early. It's early in the program. Go study your carpentry book and get ready for Monday because we're coming
Ah,
back from spring break. So
pop quiz.
that's right.
And if you know what's coming, then you know we know they were watching.
Yeah, you guys are having a quiz Monday. You didn't know it, but now it's first day back after spring break. I'm
Give him a
putting the
damn
screws to
quiz.
you.
Yeah,
Yep. Pay them back.
So I thought that was funny. I thought you guys would get a kick out of that.
I do. Yeah, that's funny as heck.
Has any of the other school administration seen it?
No, a lot of them. I told them that I do podcasts and stuff, and they asked me what it was about, and I said usually horror and metal. I said I have a couple guys that I talk to. We just shoot the shit on their show and just kind of we cover topics, but a lot of times it's just us old guys getting together and talking.
Yeah, we don't say
Uh,
anything bad. I
and
mean, the
no,
grandkids listen in all the time to what we're saying.
and I cuss like a sailor at work, just like I do here, so
Yeah,
they're used to that. I try not to cuss at the kids too
yeah, but
much,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
cussing isn't what it was, in the 80s, I don't think.
Well,
yeah,
it ain't like you're on OnlyFans showing your
no,
butthole.
You're showing your
no,
junk. Yeah, that'd be
no.
that. Yeah,
This it's more of a this is kind of my outlet of just getting things out. So I don't think that we all have our positions and we all do a good job of like talking correctly with each other and not fighting and not we don't throw demographics out. We don't talk politics. We just shoot the shit on what we like, which is horror and heavy metal, which is awesome.
Yeah. If you want to listen to politics, you can go other places for
Yeah,
that.
I'm not the guy for
yeah.
that. I
Me
am not the guy
neither.
for that.
Me neither.
Dog the Mask Carl. I don't understand what that's.
I
Oh,
think it's our Frankenstein
dig.
mask back here. That's
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, Carl's setup is just so much better than mine. Like I feel inadequate next to that setup.
Well, Brett copied me.
I saw
I'm a big copycat.
not an original thought in your head, Brett.
No,
Nope.
he does have the Black Sabbath poster I gave him for Christmas that I wish I had back sometimes.
I'll sell it back to you for $20.
Not right now. I don't remember to put it anyway.
I have if you guys could see my pool table, it is full of stuff. I have Jason Voorhees, a string light set of Jason Voorhees heads. I have an Evil Dead Rise poster on it. I have probably 30 VHSs and equal amount of DVDs and Blu-rays sitting on it. Like, put this shit away, Greg. Oh well.
Is there anybody else in here besides Tammy and Tiff?
That's all I'm seeing so far.
I can't see how many people's in here. 6 watching.
Yeah, one of them's me though. So
And one of them's me.
Yeah, that's true. So
I've got the chat room down. I wish I hadn't have tucked my contacts out. I would have been able to read better, but that's okay. We may
still,
have a live observer here. I think Michaela says she wants to come by and waste some time. Like, come by, you can listen to us.
yeah, we'll get some people in here too.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. Oh, that's a loud chair. So what's been going on? I know Brett said you watched Grindhouse
Yeah, what about
documentary.
this? Yeah.
Talk to me about
I
that.
watched this documentary called American Grindhouse, and it's very informative if you are a grindhouse movie exploitation movie fan. That stuff started back in the 1920s, dude.
See, I don't know if I know exactly what they're calling exploitation and if or
All right, well,
grindhouse.
I'm gonna give you the
Give me a gist
definition.
of it. Because I know you said that they consider Hammer Grindhouse. That's stupid.
Some of them, the later
The
ones.
later ones are the late. I can see that.
All
Yeah,
right.
I was thinking about, you get into some of those, you get into the late 60s, early 70s. Those are definitely grindhousey.
Uh, an exploitation film is a film that tries to succeed financially by exploiting current trends, niche genres, lurid content. Exploitation films are generally low quality B movies, though some set trends attract critical attention, become historically important, and even gain a cult following.
That would be the later Hammer films, totally.
So, yeah.
Especially Satanic Rites of Dracula. So yeah,
What do you guys think of when you think of exploitation films, though?
not Hammer films. I think of I don't
Like
know.
like the old what do you call it?
Come on, Brett. The old what?
Apparently his old brain.
Yeah, my old brain. Uh like some of the
I'm gonna say since you ain't got an answer yet, the now you got me with a brain fart.
How about I tell you what I think? But my
Last
first,
House on the Left is what I was getting at.
yeah, like
okay.
Last House on the Left.
The original with the Wes Craven movie.
Yeah, that and I Spit on Your Grave.
Yeah, that one would be. That's what
Okay.
I would. Yeah, that's my thought pattern.
So, and that would go more towards the rape revenge story.
Yes,
Yeah,
I think so. But
both of
that's
those
probably
stories.
not true.
I mean, they could definitely be exploitation films,
Yeah.
but I think of blaxploitation is the first thing that pops in my head because it's a synonym. It's a synonym. It's a synonym, right? So
Yeah.
exploitation and blaxploitation, it literally was the exploit of the black cinema.
Yeah, the
There,
Blackula movie is the perfect
Shaft and
example.
Blackula and all that.
Yeah.
yeah, Foxy Brown,
Yeah.
and then I also think of Women in Cages movies.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
those are the two I
Caged
usually,
Heat and all
yeah,
them.
I
yeah,
could
those.
see. Yeah, that's sort of. I'm with you on that.
So those are the two I typically go to. And then I start thinking of when I think of Grindhouse, I always think of kind of like what you were saying with like the rape revenge style.
Yeah, I think you're right. That would be more the Grindhouse.
Yeah.
Well,
So
Grindhouse is actually the actual movie theater that they played the films in.
right. So when you think of like 42nd Street in New York, you know what I mean? And they're playing films like a Henenlotter film like Basket Case or something like that. You know what I mean?
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, y'all are
that's kind
educating me tonight on this because I wasn't real sure.
of
And
shock
I
value. Yeah.
and I asked Carl if he'd seen a movie called Blood Feast. That
Oh,
was
that's
from 1963.
yeah, that was real early.
Yeah.
Probably one of the earliest ones.
It's like the early
Yeah.
that's like the father of the godfather of gore movies right there. So
Yeah, and as, relatively speaking, it's not that bad. So
no, it's not actually. I actually watched. It's only like an hour and 7
It's an
minutes
hour or
long,
something long, and
and
it's on Tubi if anybody's interested in watching it.
yeah, you should check that one out if you haven't seen it. Just
well,
anyone
the killer in that. Do you remember the serial killer Richard Speck? You ever heard of him?
It sounds familiar, but
He's fucking looks like that guy, man, for sure.
maybe he had a day job.
Might have.
Maybe it was about the same time that them murders happened. So
That's funny.
yeah, but like
So
Reefer Madness, it was a exploitation film.
yeah,
And like mostly they started out. Remember the old burlesque shows back in the day? Well, a lot of them had nudity and shit in them.
Switchblade
know?
Sisters, Tammy says.
Switchblade Sisters.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I seen the trailer for that. I think that's actually in that documentary. Even like the biker films back in the day.
yeah, the biker films were a big one.
The outlaw
Exploitation films.
biker films, the
Yeah.
Wild One, all kinds of them.
Well, there was
Easy
one.
Rider.
What was it Easy Rider that had the Hell's Angels actually in it?
No, I think that was Hell's Angels on Wheels.
Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah.
That's it. That era is still like between westerns and you get into like the 60s, 70s, late, mid to late 60s and early 70s movies are still a little bit of a dry spot for me. I gotta dig more into those. I'm such a child of the 80s, even though I was born in 82. I come up watching a lot of those films with my uncle, so it was like kind of ingrained in me. And then, the 90s was obviously my era.
Your main
So
era, yeah.
I love the movies from the 90s, which a lot of people shit on, but I still love them. But there wasn't as many exploitation or grindhouse films because the grindhouse cinemas had closed by that point.
True.
You know what I mean? So you had like Frankenhooker in 1990, which was another Henenlotter film. I'm a huge Henenlotter fan, if you can't tell. But they kind of started dying off because that was even a comedy. It was a comedy horror. It wasn't
Yeah.
necessarily just a straight horror, but there was a lot of exploitation because they used real hookers and stuff from Jersey or from New York and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
see, Tammy's confirming my theory. Easy Riders did have Hell's Angels in it. Ooh, boom, got
All
Boom,
right.
Brett. Yeah.
Okay.
it.
Like back in the 30s and 40s, they had all them cautionary films. Like I said, Reefer Madness, and then they had there was one that was called Child Bride about older men in Appalachia marrying way younger girls. They
Well,
made
that
they
Well,
made
that'd be like
movies
a
about that
documentary,
shit.
I think.
that hits close to home,
Yeah.
literally. As I
For
look
us,
out at
for us, we'd call it Arkansas, and that's
as
where
I
we.
look out at the Appalachian Mountains. By the way, you can't say Appalachia. That's derogatory to us. You say Appalachian. It's not the Appalachian Mountains. That's how you say it.
Appalachian,
Appalachian. Appalachian.
Appalachian. Okay.
Yeah. I learned that the other day. I didn't realize that was derogatory.
You've been saying it.
And you've been living there what, 5, 6, 7, 8 years?
No, like 13.
Oh, okay. That's funny. But
I
yeah,
agree, Tiffany. But Tiffany, you're around my age too. So I mean, you're a little younger than me, I think. But you probably like the '90s movies same as I do. Where we come up in that era.
Well, hell, I like the 80s movies, but most of them are crap, honestly. But growing up, they were watching a Jason movie was the favorite thing in the world.
well, like the all the trauma films, I consider them exploitation films too.
Sort of.
Like
Yeah, I could see them as Grindhouse too. And don't forget, Troma
yeah,
was also a publisher too.
Yeah.
So they published films that they didn't even make, like oh no, I'm drawing a blank.
and they put out films that went like were especially made for drive-in theaters too.
Yeah.
It's like I've seen a lot of them at the drive-in theater.
Tomorrow, Tiffany turns 43, so happy birthday.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
see,
happy early birthday, Tiff.
you're a little older than me, it seems.
Yeah, that Blood Feast, it actually opened at a drive-in in Peoria, Illinois, that it was like a mile from my house that I went to all the time.
Oh, that's
Really?
cool.
So yeah, that's a little
Now,
tidbit of information.
do you guys still have drive-ins down in Texas?
We got
There
a
are.
few. We
There's
got
Yeah.
one
a
in
few.
downtown Fort Worth, actually.
Yeah.
I don't go to them. I was not a child of the drive-in theater. I mean, my parents never took me.
I
I went
was.
to the mall to go see the movies.
Yeah, I did a little bit of both. Because we had two drive-ins in my town back home, and one's still open, but the other one that closed down is now a flea market.
Well,
But
back in my hometown in Peoria, there was probably in the Tri-City area there was probably in the heyday, I would say 20 of them.
wow.
They
And
were all over Dallas Fort Worth too back then.
yeah, we got one right down an old one right down the road. The screen and the marquee is still there.
By the time I was a kid, they had
The
all started
Lancaster or whatever it's
turning
called.
into the pornographic movies and if or whatever they showed, adult films. I don't know how graphic they were.
Yeah, my buddy used to live on the tree line in between the parking lot, and his house was like right in the tree line. We'd sit there in the tree line and watch all them crazy ass movies. They played a lot of the exploitation movies there too.
Tammy, you're
Back in the
not
day.
old.
Yeah, I
She
know
says
I'm
she's the
old.
oldest one here. She's not old.
I love the drive-in though, man. I couldn't wait. That was like the first thing I did when I got my driver's license was go to the fucking drive-in.
I never experienced it. It just, like I said, my parents didn't go, and my older brother and sister didn't, and
Oh,
my
that's
dad
sad.
would. So
You'd
it's
you'd you'd,
foreign concept to me.
you'd pop up a big old grocery sack, paper grocery sack full of popcorn, or two, depending on how many people you had going with you. And we used to sneak people in the trunk and all kinds of shit.
I've
Yeah,
heard
we
those
did that.
stories.
We always like to take one of my buddies' parents had a van, and they would take us to see movies. But my favorite drive-in movies, one of our drive-ins was surrounded by woods, and my favorite movie experience ever was watching The Blair Witch in '99 at the drive-in in the woods. It was so cool.
That would be cool,
Yeah, I mean, we didn't know anything about it back then. Everybody thought it was real. So watching
right?
it
Yeah,
outside in the woods and thinking it was real at the time, man, it blew your mind.
You could even consider that an exploitation movie.
maybe. I don't know.
Uh, I don't know that I consider it an exploitation movie,
I
but
remember
it's
the first
definitely,
time I seen that movie, I was in the front row, dude. The movie theater was packed.
that's worse. That's the worst viewing
That
experience
is
you
the
Oh, I
yeah.
possibly had.
know it was
I saw
awful.
The Matrix 2 in the front row, and that movie sucked anyway, on top of being in the front row.
I like The Matrix Reloaded. It's okay.
I didn't care for it.
I remember the last one I saw in the front row, I believe was Three from Hell, and we got there late, and it was just it was so bad. We were not only were we in the front, but we were on the side front, so like we were looking up and over like this, and the whole time it was awful.
Now, when you went, did you have actual speaker that you hung on the window, or were you using the FM radio?
We had both.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, we did. We had both. We had the old school speakers, and then we also had where you could tune it to the either AM or FM station, whatever it was.
yeah, the old aluminum speaker. You hung it on the window, and then if you drank enough while you were there, you took the motherfucker home with you.
We didn't have that problem. Although I was really
I
young,
have woke up.
so
Me and my ex-wife, we went to a drive-in movie theater and woke up, passed out, woke up when the sun was coming up in the morning.
oh
I don't
really?
know how nobody kicked us out, or they tried to, or what, but
Well, they were probably afraid to go to the car. They probably thought something else was going on.
maybe.
I don't want to see that. See
Christine
you.
mentioned the Paranormal Activity movies. It's sort of in the same world as Blair Witch.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, Miss Scarlett was watching the Paranormal Activity movies a few weekends ago.
Yeah, you said
I'm
that
like,
on the show the
why?
other night.
Yeah, why? I'm like, why is Uncle Dee Dee letting you watch that? And she's like, I don't know, but I like it.
What, the Paranormal Activity movies?
Yeah.
I mean, they're not. I mean, they're not overly graphic in any way. I
No,
mean,
they're not.
they're
Well,
just
she's seen. She actually saw the end of The Exorcist, so
yeah, I heard that.
yeah.
Which you guys inspired me. I'm now reading The Exorcist because I never read it.
I
And
need to do that.
Did
Yeah.
we get you? Did we get you going there, Greg?
yeah, I mean, it's one of my favorite movies of all time. I have a shrine to it above my head. I mean, I
Yeah.
have I have the poster back here with Linda Blair's signature on it and everything
I
else.
got this, which creeped Brett out.
Linda. Speaking of Linda Blair, she is coming to Texas Frightmare Weekend, and $100 for a photo op with her,
Oh, that's not bad.
That isn't bad, actually.
and then
Yeah.
$80 for a autograph.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of high.
I don't really care about autographs much anymore, but a picture would be good, maybe.
I would
have-
rather take the $180 and have her do a promo for the show. Video. Is what I would rather do.
I have that same Pazuzu statue, by the way.
Do you?
Yeah, that's one of my dreams is to build a giant one in my front yard.
I would love to do that.
That would be so fucking cool.
I just could you imagine just a 9 foot Pazuzu dong in front of everybody as I drive
Right.
past?
We could build one and put it in the haunted house, maybe.
Oh
So
god.
did we do it justice? You said you messaged me and said, "Man, you guys better do this. Do a good job."
I mean, we was gonna come to fisticuffs, bro. I mean, that's one of my favorite movies of
It's
all
one of
time.
the yeah, it's definitely a classic. I just never found it scary personally, but that don't mean it's a great movie.
And it's a slow burn.
It
Like
is, but that's good. It needs to be a slow burn.
it's because
It
when it
pays off.
yeah, because when it happens. And it's like it's intense, it's crazy. You don't expect to see a 13-year-old Linda Blair using those words and doing the things with the crucifix that she does and stuff like that. It's just damn, Linda Blair hurting her back. The I can't remember who played Chris McNeil. I forgot her name. But the actress who played Chris McNeil when shattered her tailbone. I mean, all
Yeah.
just some of the shit that happened in that film was just crazy, and just the effort that was put into it. I don't know, I loved everything about it. And the book so far, I'm about a quarter of the way through it already. I've only sat down and read it for maybe an hour, hour and a half or so. I'm about a quarter of the way through it. It's a fast read, and it's really good. Like it kind of lines up right with the movie, and it's really good.
Well, I
I'd have
got
to
my
get it
Linda
on
Blair back
audiobook.
here, but you can't see her on the air anymore. She used to have her head peeping out, but I don't think you can see her now. I've had that animatronic since Madison was a little girl. We used
It
to call
still
her.
works too,
It still
man.
works.
If we
That
wouldn't
might
keep cutting the power fucking supplies to it.
They didn't get cut.
The one did, remember it got cut?
Oh, I don't remember
We had to
that.
replace it and we couldn't find the right voltage for it. And
Yeah.
finally found it. So yeah.
I would say that'd probably be a Linda Blair animatronic in my basement might be the string that breaks Jessica's back, I think. She's petrified of that movie.
You could probably sell that thing for $500 right now as it is.
Probably.
It's bad enough. She comes down here and she looks at my Art the Clown every time and just she cusses at it every time she comes down here because I have that 6 foot Art the Clown over there next to my bar and she hates it. So I can only
Did you
imagine.
get yours from Party City or from
Yeah,
uh
what's the Halloween store?
Spirit Halloween?
Spirit, yeah. I got it from Spirit.
Well, the one from Party City was different.
What was different about it?
It was bloody.
Yeah, it was bloody.
Oh yeah, this one's not bloody. Yeah,
And
this
it
one's not
didn't
bloody.
have the glasses, the sunflower glasses.
Yeah, his
You can
glasses are
just
on right now.
you can just take those off though. Well,
Yeah,
Party
those
City's now officially out of business, so I don't know who's going to take up their mantle of selling stuff.
selling graduation stuff.
Now the Halloween, that they sold some pretty good animatronics over the years.
Yeah, Home
Somebody
Depot's
will
really
take those up.
Home Depot's really stepped up their game in the last 10 years
Home Depot is one of the
on
best.
on
Yeah.
Halloween stuff. So
We've seen some of the previews of the stuff they're putting out this year.
I want this leprechaun, I think.
Tiff, I would definitely be divorced if I did that. If I got a Linda Blair Reagan statue and moved it around the house, I would definitely be divorced.
Christine
Oh, shit.
watch Long Legs?
I still haven't seen Long Legs.
I haven't either.
I haven't either. I seen part of it.
Well, Christine, you're ahead of us on this.
I heard it's really, really good. I seen like the first 15 minutes of it, and then uh the stream died on me, and I couldn't find the stream again.
That's what you get, Bubba.
It's on. I think it's on Hulu,
I
and
don't have Hulu.
I've had it come across my feed a couple times, but I've been watching a lot of basketball recently, so that's what I was doing before we got on. I was watching that Texas Tech Florida game. It was really good.
Yeah, Texas Tech lost, I heard.
Yeah, they did. What's sad is they were winning by 10 and they had a chance to really pull off the upset and their free throw percentage just sucked and their recovery on defense was terrible on breakaways.
Man, I was hoping they might go somewhere. Not that I'm a Texas Tech fan, but cool to
Yeah.
see them in there.
Did
Yeah,
you go to opening day for the Rangers, Carl?
No, I don't ever go to opening day
They
anymore.
lost. They got beat by Boston.
I'm going next Friday. Oh, I watched it. Yeah. I got tickets for next Friday.
I
Oh,
think
cool.
they won last night though, didn't
They
they?
did. Their new pitcher, Jack Leiter, pretty much dominated. They took him
Yeah.
out at the fifth inning just because they didn't want to kill him off, I
Sucks
think.
they lost the home opener though.
Nah, they're playing Boston. Boston's going to be good this year.
Our chat's blowing it up with the movies I haven't seen yet. Long Legs.
Right? Yeah.
I haven't seen Heretic either.
Yeah,
Heretic
y'all
was
got us
actually
beat.
good,
I'm
man.
behind schedule.
I watched it the other like a week ago. It is awesome.
Yeah, I heard it was awesome. I haven't got to see it yet.
What's his name does a great job in it.
Hugh Grant.
He plays a freak, dude.
Yeah, Hugh Grant. He's supposedly excellent in it. So I
Yeah.
did see The Substance. The Substance was good.
I haven't got to see
I
that
did
yet.
watch that finally.
I heard that's really good too.
I haven't watched anything lately. I'm still waiting to watch this new Wolfman movie.
And what's this Blumhouse one they're putting out here?
Blumhouse one? What's it about? Uh-oh. Did we die? Are we still on?
Come on. I just had to walk
Oh,
off.
Brett
Brett, what
paused.
happened? What happened, Brett?
Christine, I really liked The Substance. Yes. I thought The Substance was awesome. I
I
just
think
don't.
the YouTube is froze.
Not on mine, it's not.
It totally froze up on me, and Brett's not talking.
Yeah, my YouTube's still going. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Oh, hell, his power went off.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Well, how are we still on YouTube?
I don't know how.
Tammy, will save your question until Brett gets back. Yeah, we see Brett's gone, guys. We
Yeah, Brett's
we,
gone.
we don't know what's going on,
Yeah.
but it's
Brett
still working.
left.
So we'll have a drink in his honor. He
Sure
lost
thing.
power. Everybody put your glasses up.
Brett has the worst luck here lately on this stuff. Poor Bubba. Well, I don't know. I don't think Brett's going to be coming back, so
Oh, really? You don't think he'll come back?
it don't look like it.
Oh, is his power still off?
I think it's still off, so we might be screwed for the night. I guess let's see. It's only 8:32.
Yeah. See, the chat's
But
still
my
going.
YouTube froze up is what
Oh,
got me, and I went and checked around the corner to see if my internet was on, and it's the YouTube died on me.
yeah. I'm looking at the chat. I still got Christine, Tiffany, and Tammy in there.
Now I can't see the YouTube anymore, so I'm stuck.
My drink's really good.
Mine is too.
What are you having?
Oh shit! Brett just texted me, said it's storming.
Or don't
So-
you guys live like next to each other?
We do, but I don't see any rain. Rain? They said it ain't raining here. It's just raining at Brett's house. I'm drinking some Madagascar
Are you
vanilla.
there?
Yeah, we're here, buddy.
What the fuck?
You said it's storming. It ain't storming here.
Well, fuck, I don't know why the power fucking went black, dude.
Brett, you're just
No, dude, I'm
Crazy.
serious. I
how
lost
is
my
it storming at your house and it's not doing anything here?
Well, I don't know. I
Hey.
can't see outside.
There ain't
Tim-
nothing going on outside.
Tim Mullins is here too, looks like.
Well, Tim, Brett's power screwed us up.
All right.
Well, no, I think it just screwed up the recording on the audio. So
Oh well. Nobody's gonna listen to this on audio anyway.
no one's listening to it regardless.
Right? I listened to The Exorcist last week. That
Are we
was a
still
pretty
on the YouTube?
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
still
we're
on
still
YouTube.
on YouTube.
Well, let me fucking hit record so I can finish this here.
I love how he says on the YouTube.
Could you hear me the whole time?
No.
No, we couldn't hear you.
Like my screen went off.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
disconnected.
So we're still on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except me, my YouTube froze up.
Tim's throwing you on blast. Said leave it to Brett.
Right?
Live stream. Okay, it says it's still streaming. Wow, that's fucking weird, dude.
And
Maybe.
before you got disconnected, Tammy had asked what got us into horror as our favorite genre.
Phantasm.
Me, my mom used to take me to all the fucking cool horror movies. Well, now I should probably pull fucking YouTube back up.
What do you mean, Carl? Phantasm? You
The
just
movie
happened to.
Phantasm. That
Well, I
was
know. Did you just happen across it though? You
Oh,
can't
my
just
bro-
say
my old, my
Phantasm.
brother showed it to me.
Oh,
He's,
okay.
he's like, me and my niece and me are like 6 months apart, so we were more like a brother and sister than uncle and niece. And he's like, I'm gonna show y'all this movie called Phantasm, and yeah, that was really the first horror movie I ever saw as a kid.
It was the
Uh,
car. The car got you. That's what it was.
It was the tall man,
The fingers. I always like the fingers in the
Right,
Which
box.
yeah.
actually just came out yesterday, 46 years ago. Does it seem like it's 46 years?
It does not, because yeah, that makes me feel old.
Was that 79?
Yeah,
Yep. 1979. I was
Wow.
12
I was
and I seen it at a buddy of mine's. He was the only like kid that had HBO in the whole neighborhood.
that's where it was showing at. It went
So-
to HBO pretty quick too.
Yep. Yep. And
It was, I guess it was at the theater for a bit, and then it was on HBO. And that's where
Yeah.
I saw it.
that's
What?
where I saw it, man. At my buddy's house, like 5 of us seen it.
HBO was the shit in the late 70s and early 80s. That
Yeah,
it
it
was
was.
it was
Remember they used to have
absolutely-
free HBO weekend? Remember
they
that?
did. Yeah.
That was so awesome. And they would have like all kinds of cool movies play the whole time.
yeah. And if you think about it, that was the beginnings of like home media as well. So like you couldn't afford the VCR or anything. So you had HBO and at least you had some kind of paid service that you could watch these on because otherwise you had to wait to cable.
To get
Right.
HBO out through the cable, you had to have it was a little brown box made by Magnavox, and all you did was push the button in, put it on channel 3, and push a button, and HBO was on.
Oh, so that was before it was even a channel on the
Oh
cable
yeah,
box.
yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
wow. Yeah, Brett's the cable man. I
it
forget
was
that
it was
sometimes.
like a filter inside that box that you had. There was a filter that
Well, that's kind of the way the early pay-per-views were too. You had to have an extra box for it, and that's
did,
how you
yeah.
ordered your pay-per-views was through that box until everybody started realizing they could get a card that was like pre-programmed with the right
oh
frequency.
dude, I had a cheater I had a cheater pay-per-view box.
Yeah, those cheater
I had
boxes are
every
awesome.
Well, you were a
wrestling-
cable guy, so of course
I had
you did.
every wrestling pay-per-view tape from like 1999 to 2003. And then they went addressable where you couldn't do it anymore, where they controlled it from the office.
And
Gen
that ruined
Z.
your life, huh?
I thought Tammy said she was old. How could she be Gen Z?
She's not Gen Z. She's our age. Mine and Carl's age. I'm sure.
You're a elder X or a
I'm
boomer.
I'm
I'm
Gen
a Gen
X.
Xer.
Brett might be a boomer. I don't know. I'm a real
Oh,
true
I
sitting
think
Gen X.
I think 65 ended the boom. 65 started Gen X. I'm 67, so
Well,
67.
1967, the summer of love, baby.
damn, you're
Yeah,
15 years older than me.
he's old.
Old ass.
Old as mold.
That
Uh,
you are.
I deal with those teenagers every day, and they think I'm old.
I bet.
I don't think I'm old. I still think like a 13-year-old. You know what I mean? Like
Me
I have
too.
I have
That's
the
what-
mentality of a
That's
12-year-old.
what's so
Like,
scary.
well, I got into horror because of my uncle, like I alluded to earlier. I watched all the films with him. My dad wasn't. My dad was a James Bond guy, which I do love James Bond because of
Oh,
that.
me too, man. I was a
But
big Bond fan too when I was a kid.
I watched a lot of the not even B movies. They were C or Z movies. They were so low end. But that's how I fell in love with like Bad Taste and Street Trash and Brain Damage and Reanimator, Frankenhooker, Basket Case. He liked to watch those. I watched the Faces of Death when I was like 6. You know what I mean? Stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
So
that's making a recurrence too. That is.
Yeah, they're
I can
selling it at Walmart.
Bro, I have searched everyone. My wife was even in Morgantown for the last 2 days, and she even looked up in Morgantown for me at those Walmarts, and we can't find it anywhere.
What is it like a five? It's 5 movies or four or
It's
five
Yeah.
movies.
4 movies for $30.
I always like the Traces of Death movies better.
Yeah, the Traces of Death movies, they were, we
They were
had to,
more
More
legit.
realistic, yeah.
well, and we had to order ours from Germany, and it had to be shipped to Canada and then shipped here.
Well, what's
Like it
funny is
was
Video
crazy.
Bob used to sell those in the day.
Oh,
That was one of
really?
his ways of making money. He would sell the Traces of Death movies on videotape,
Oh, that's awesome. I
and
would
people
kill
would
for,
buy them.
man, I would kill to have a video cassette of Traces of Death.
Shit, he might have one.
Hey, you message him for me.
I
Tell him,
probably
tell
have
him,
one. If I still got it, I'll have to look in underneath my where I keep my videotapes.
man, I want all the faces of death and the traces of death on my shelf up above me, man. That's my goal
On VHS.
on VHS, yeah. And I really want a reel to reel of Reefer Madness. That's one of my other holy grails. Is
Oh,
I
okay.
want a reel to reel Reefer Madness. I don't have a reel to reel player
Dude,
yet,
I
but
went into the thrift store the other day, the Goodwill.
yeah.
How much they want for a DVD there now?
I only
Or
buy the VHSs there.
VHS tape, VHS tape. They want
Usually they're $1.
they're like $8 now, dude.
No
They've
way.
raised all their prices on shit.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
All I buy is Blu-rays and
Because
4Ks
I
now.
hadn't been to a Goodwill in forever, and I'll go through and look to see if there's, look through the DVDs and the VHS, see if there's anything rare or anything. And
Yeah.
yeah, they were wanting $7 for VHS tapes and like $9 for DVDs.
Wow. That's crazy. I like to
And
go there.
you open up the DVD and you look at it, it's just scratched to fuck, dude.
Yeah. That's
Like
I'm
that
not a,
fucker ain't even gonna play.
yeah, I don't buy DVDs unless I'm actually buying like an actual like I just bought a
Yeah.
DVD of that Crazy Fat Ethel, but that's just because that's the only format that they offered it on
Yeah.
was
Well, a
was
lot of the
DVD.
Yeah,
DVDs
what's
are
up with
rotten,
that
and
movie?
I didn't get to watch it yet. I
Have
wanted
you
to watch it
have
last
you
night. I
seen it
was too tired.
before?
No, no,
Oh, okay.
it's a blind buy, but it's based off of my friend Dave Becker over at Land of the Creeps and Jay of the Dead's new horror movies. They were doing a Christmas episode on Jay of the Dead's new horror movies, and for some reason, Dave decided to bring up Crazy Fat Ethel, and they all watched it, and it blew my mind, their explanation of it. It reminded me of a movie called Criminally Insane, um, which I believe is in the 70s, which had a lot of the same premise about an overweight woman going crazy and killing people and stuff. So I had to blind buy it because I just needed to have it.
Where'd Carl go?
Oh no, now we lost Carl. Maybe you guys are having rolling blackouts,
I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on.
or maybe Carl just
It
didn't want to
went
be here.
black. When it went black, I thought I fucking died, dude. It was like because it's fucking dark in here with no lights on. I have no windows. Like everything's covered up. I like it dark, but it sort of freaked me out. Like what the fuck happened? Let me text him here. What the fuck's going on?
Christine started watching scary movies. Your grandparents on Sundays as a kid. That's legit, bro. On
What's that?
Sundays? She started watching horror movies with her grandparents on Sundays as a kid.
Carl lost his fucking power, dude. I told you.
See, you guys are having rolling blackouts. Uh, Tammy was from her dad. Her dad, was into horror movies. Slasher genre was on point. Yeah, I agree. Tim, your first cable box was called On TV way before HBO,
Oh
and
yeah, on TV, yeah. That
I've never.
crazy little fucking weird antenna on your roof. I remember that. I took many of them off roofs in California, dude, when I installed cable.
Yeah.
Yeah. On TV, it was like before it was like a microwave sort of like system. It was fucking weird shit, dude.
So there was a commercial today. I was watching a basketball game, and there was a commercial about a streaming service that you can watch basketball on your phone, obviously. But it was filmed like it was in the 70s, and there's a guy on the roof adjusting the antenna, and he's hollering down. Can you see a picture yet? Can you see it? My son, who's 7 years old, was like, "What the hell is going on?" He was like, "Why is he up on the roof?" I'm like, "Buddy, that's the way they used to have to get the signal. They used to." He's like, "Did you have to do that?" I said, "No, I'm not that old." I said we had our antenna on the TV. We had to go adjust it on the TV. So
Yeah, on TV, that's some old shit. That's like early 80s, dude, for sure. What's up, Tim, by the way? Sorry, I had a clusterfuck going on there. Now Carl's got a clusterfuck. Waiting for him to join here.
who'd have thought West Virginia has the best power?
It's all that coal power.
That's right. Coming from the south of West Virginia, down in Logan, Bone County.
Yeah, if somebody wanted to fuck with Texas, all they would have to do is go to the panhandle and cut a bunch of fucking lines because it all comes from there.
Oh, really?
Most of it, yeah.
Well, Carl and I started talking about our drinks while you were gone. He's drinking
Okay.
some kind of vanilla stuff. What are you drinking?
Yeah.
Your typical Absolute Lime?
Absolute lime and I got my piss jug.
Funny story. I also am drinking Milo's tonight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have some Milo's lemonade, some citrus vodka, and some lime gin mixed together.
Carl can't see, I don't think, man.
And it's delicious.
He's not back.
That's what I said, Christine. They're having rolling blackouts.
Well, we were supposed to get some storms coming through, but they weren't supposed to be that bad.
Well, you guys live like 2 streets away from each other. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, but these neighborhoods were built in like the early 40s, dude. And they haven't done nothing with them really barely since then. Uh yeah. Uh Carl's sewer goes through his backyard, the rear easement of his house. Because everybody had septic tanks back in the day before they put the sewer in.
Yeah.
Septic tanks were in everybody's backyard. And it would have been too far to go from the front yard. So they ran a main down the back easement in between the houses in the backyards. And that's how they ran the sewers.
Hmm.
But now they're wanting to redo it. And the whole entire haunt is on top of the backyard
Oh, really?
where the sewer needs to go. So we don't know what the fuck's going on. Not working. Oh, he's what?
During this broadcast, Brett died and Carl went blind. Yeah, it's a good broadcast, Tiff.
Something every time it's something, man.
That's too funny. Tammy wants to know how far you live from downtown Fort Worth.
Probably it takes me like 2 minutes to get there if I go really, really fast. But now they put speed bumps.
The fuck kind of explanation is that?
I'm probably a mile away from downtown center of Fort Worth. Carl said it takes him 8 minutes to get parked inside his spot in his parking deck. So
It takes him 8 minutes to get to work.
yep.
God, I would dream for that.
Takes me 18 and I'm going 30 miles almost.
It takes me about 35, depending on traffic. I got to go through downtown Charleston to get to the other
Oh,
to get to the other side of Charleston. Is where my school is.
I heard East Coast fucking freeways are all fucked up, dude. Like
Ah,
it's
you know,
all. I heard it's worse than here. Like it's all old and shit.
believe it or not, ours isn't that bad. They do a lot of the problem with ours is the way that they were set up before the population exploded. So there's a lot of lanes traveling out north of Charleston. There's not many going west or coming in from the west or coming east into Charleston. And that's where all the traffic gets backed up because when those highways were built, it wasn't built up like where I live, it wasn't built up yet. So my house was built in 74 and it was still one of the earlier ones. So a lot of these houses over here weren't built till the 90s, really.
I think he's got to go off 5G and it's not letting him because he has no power. He can't load his modem. His modem won't reset because he has no power. But mine's got battery backup. It must have lost signal to the main node, is why it went off.
I don't know.
Because usually, if the power goes out with my fiber AT&T, the battery backup will keep the modem running for like 6 hours without no power.
Oh, that's cool.
So the power must have went out to the main node down the road that's feeding me for me to lose my internet connection.
That's weird. What's weird is we stayed live on YouTube. I still don't
Yeah,
understand how
that's
we
weird,
stayed
dude.
live
I
on
thought I was
YouTube.
I was thinking, oh fuck, I'm gonna have to restart that whole fucking mess. And
No.
well, that's cool.
Apparently, they're saying that driving in Fort Worth is like driving on the Indy 500.
Dallas is worse than Fort Worth. Dallas, I hate going to Dallas, dude.
Oh yeah,
Dallas could just fall off the other side of the fucking world and I wouldn't give a fuck.
yeah. I've never driven in Texas.
Well,
Phoenix.
each city has its called mix master, where like everything conglomerates together, like right near downtown. And there's exits everywhere, and get on here, there. It's like crazy.
Hmm.
Somebody posted a picture one time. It had all at the Dallas Mix Master because you got like 5 different freeways you can get on right there, and the signs are and it's all 4 lanes wide each way, and the signs are as wide as the whole road
Oh my God.
going across, telling you which way to go.
I'd have an anxiety attack and just probably crash.
I
Oh,
see
yeah,
I see a good crash about once a week, dude.
yeah, yeah. That's probably from out of towners like me going, I have no business driving here.
A lot of them are from California. Sorry. Sorry.
Christine,
Sorry, Christine.
Christine, don't drive in Texas, apparently.
Well, they just made a big announcement today. Dickies is leaving Fort Worth and going to California. They're putting their main office there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, up by Oakland somewhere or some shit. Which I'm sure
Dickies.
everybody will love that. They'll love them homeless people out there on the street.
Oh, because Fort Worth has no homeless.
Oh, we got homeless, but not as many as there.
We play count the bums when you're going through Charleston.
Oh yeah, I see them every day. Every stoplight, there's somebody there.
The weather was really nice 2 weeks ago, last week, I think, maybe. I don't
So it
know.
was like the fucking cockroaches when you turn the fucking light on.
Man, we drove past the CRT station and it was just like they were having a party. I was like, they're not catching the bus. What the fuck are they doing there?
Well, the difference between Texas and California is they don't let them just camp anywhere. You can't just pop a tent in somebody's front yard and say you're going to live there. They don't. They won't allow that shit. But
Some of those people were probably movie stars that never happened. You think about that. How many people were living in their car before they had their big break?
Well, they all should have been like Nick Cage and do every goddamn movie that comes your way.
He does that now.
Yeah. He's in everything almost, man.
You know, there's a certain element of Nick Cage that is really, really appealing and really, really fun when the director lets him go full on Nick Cage.
Yeah.
But like him as Dracula in Renfield, I thoroughly enjoyed his portrayal of
Yeah, I
Dracula.
did too. I liked it. Yeah.
So the guy can act. Like I love National Treasure. I think that's a fun movie. It's a really good action, adventure movie. And he acts really well. He still has a little bit of his crazy Nick Cage every now and then. Almost still a Declaration of Independence. His delivery sometimes is just a little nutty. But then you watch, a movie like Color Out of Space or something. It's like, okay.
Well, shit, Carl. He ain't even answering me back now. I'm starting to get worried.
Well, he's probably working on his shit, bro.
I can throw a rock down there and see if I can hit his house real quick.
Everything everywhere all at once. I don't understand.
I can't
Un-
hardly read the chat, dude. I'm getting buzzed and I'm blind.
Christine said unhoused is the PC term now. You don't say homeless anymore.
Unhoused. That's dumb.
Like, I'm not a politics guy, but I'm still gonna call him homeless. I'm sorry. I res
I gotta put my birth control glasses on here
just your
so I
being
can
is
fucking
birth
read.
control. He's still paying off. Yes, Nick Cage probably still paying off debt. That's 100%. Um, I don't understand why Christine said everything everywhere all at once. But his court papers, did he had to take any and all projects to pay off his debt? Maybe Tiff, I don't know. That's funny. Could you imagine being ordered by the court to you have to go do this role? I don't really want to do this role.
Ordered by the court.
I don't really like the script or the director. Yep, you got to pay your debt. Sorry. That's funny. You got to pay that child support.
Where did he go to? Where did Nick Cage go downhill at? What? Because
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
he like owned all kinds of property everywhere, and
I have no
he
idea.
owned the La Llorona mansion down there in New Orleans there for a while, and had to sell all that shit.
Speaking of La Llorona, did you see like there's this big to do about all these people down it's like in Texas and stuff like that, down towards the border in America and then in Mexico. A lot of people are getting videos of La Llorona. Have you seen this?
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, so like this is going around now. So I watched like 6 or 7 videos last night that popped up, and I'm like, some of them just look like it was
What
too staged.
it's like the ghost of La Llorona, or
Yeah, so the tale of La Llorona is in Mexican history or folklore is that she was a woman that fell in love with a fancy person in town, like somebody higher up than her station, and he got her pregnant. And then he found out she was pregnant and said, I want nothing to do with you. I want nothing to do with the baby. And she lost her mind. So she went down to the river or a pond and she drowned the baby and then
okay,
and then
yeah.
herself. And this is her coming back because the devil and God came together and said, I don't want her. I'll take the baby to heaven, but I don't want her up here. And the devil said, well, I don't want her down here because she's evil. She's too evil for even me. So until um she can redeem herself to either come to hell or go to heaven, she has to walk the earth in perpetual state of mourning. Well, it's her going after the kids of Mexico's children, and that's what the curse is. So if you ever hear La Llorona walking around going, I can't remember the name of the child's name now. But anyway, she screams. So if you hear a woman, you see a woman in
Oh,
white that's wet, or you hear her screaming, that's La Llorona coming to take you, you know, to drown you basically, and as her baby. So that's what it is. But a lot of these videos, they look a little too staged. The female looked a little too healthy to be a ghost, in my opinion. So I don't think they're real, but there's a lot of them popping up all of a sudden. Yes, beware the crying woman.
so it's like right on the like crossing the river on the border, or that they're hearing this shit, or
No, it's probably like in the little small towns around the border towns. High Hispanic um populations where that folklore would be prevalent. You know what I mean? Because you know, you get around here and everybody sees the Mothman. You know what I
Carl ain't
mean?
even
So
got no 5G, man. That's bogus. The tower must be down or some shit.
lock your kids up, Christine says. I mean, she tried to take Silas, and Silas would ask her 1,000 questions, and she would just say, "Never mind, I don't feel like dealing with your shit."
Carl's mad. Sorry, Carl, man.
Oh, we'll have an evil talk eventually where everything goes well.
I'm
So
I'm, I'm texting him here real quick.
you're good.
Continue on.
No, I'll tell you what I've been watching lately, other than basketball. We were talking about drive-ins earlier, and Joe Bob Briggs came out with season seven, I believe it's season seven of The Last Drive-In, and it's the 100-year anniversary of the Phantom of the Opera.
Oh, okay.
So they did Phantom of the Opera, but then they also did Dario Argento's opera after that.
Ah, cool.
So I got to watch both of those. I've seen Phantom of the Opera, I don't know, at least 10 times. But I'd only seen Dario Argento's
The original
opera.
silent one, right?
Yeah, the original.
Okay.
Yeah, the original one. And I'd only seen the opera once, and it was really cool. I like watching Joe Bob because he actually brings some knowledge to the movie they're watching, with the breaks and stuff that they do. And it was really cool. Opera is not my favorite Argento film by far, but at the same time, I still really enjoy Opera for what it is. Plot holes are tremendous in that movie. The ending is crazy,
We need to
but
still do that one. We've done a bunch of Argento films, and
it's good. It's worth it. I don't. I mean, I think I gave it like, I don't know. I think I gave it a 7.5 or something like that on my scale. But you know, I'm a huge Profondo Rosso fan. You know, Deep Red is my favorite Argento film. It's his first film that he made in giallo's, sense, and
yeah,
it's still my favorite. But
we haven't done that one either.
oh,
Maybe we'll
Deep
maybe
Red's
we'll
so good.
have you on when we do that one.
Hey, if you ever want to talk Deep Red from Argento or Rear Window from Hitchcock, I am all about it because I have all the thoughts.
All right.
All the thoughts.
Man, that sucks. Carl's gone.
Carl is lost to us.
I don't know why he don't have 5G where he can't get on that way.
Uh,
He's texting me. I don't know why.
I don't know. I'm I'm still sitting on my Wi-Fi, so.
Let me invite him and see if that works. Oh shit.
So have you ever seen Opera? Have you ever seen Phantom of the Opera from 22
Yeah, I have seen both, but it's been a while for both.
or 25? Sorry, 25. I love Hitchcock as well, Christine, big time. I'm a huge Hitchcock fan. I'm not like a Hitchcock fanboy, but I'm definitely a Hitchcock fan.
Let me try texting him the link again and see.
Well, your video's frozen now.
Mine is?
Yeah.
No way. You can still hear me though?
Yeah, I hear you.
Something going on with the fucking internet, dude, or something. You can hear me, but yeah,
Yeah, your video is just frozen.
we're fucking cursed. I swear to God, dude.
Tammy, you love Rear Window. That's my by far my favorite Hitchcock movie. It's probably my like second or third favorite horror movie of all time. Now you're back.
Am I back?
Yeah, now you're back.
Jesus Christ, dude. Man, if that StreamYard wasn't so fucking expensive, I'd get that, dude. Fuck
Uh,
fucking Zoom.
So chat,
Now I only see you. There I'm back. Okay.
chat, what's your favorite Hitchcock film?
Oh, I
Also,
gotta.
also, Brett, I want to know what your favorite Hitchcock film is too.
It's gotta be Psycho.
Yeah.
Not just saying that because Psycho is one of his. It's just I love that movie, man. We reviewed that and I gave that very high marks.
I mean, it's still amazing.
Just the sound, the score and everything, dude, is just fucking. You know,
Well, that was what? That
it
was
was
Bernard.
so ahead of its time.
The Bernard Herrmann did that score, I think. Could be wrong. Pretty sure it's Bernard Herrmann.
Yeah.
Christine says Psycho is her favorite as well. Tiff says Psycho. Psycho's really good.
And then probably would be Rear Window and then The Birds.
I like Rope as well. But I'm also a Jimmy Stewart fan, so that makes sense why I like Rope and Rear Window.
Rear Window, I think somebody was doing LSD way back when they made that movie, dude.
Yeah, with Rear
Because
Window, the fact that the set is just built in a soundstage and it's just so beautiful. I don't know, everything about it I love.
I know. Well, that's the thing about The Exorcist. Back to The Exorcist. That was all a sound stage.
Yeah, all the interiors
You
were,
know,
yeah.
they had carpenters and all that shit building that shit.
Hmm.
They built basically a 3-story house to make that movie. That was all because the house that they show, like we said on the show, the rooms were only like 8 by 10,
Yeah.
really small rooms. So they couldn't film in them. They would have no way to get the shots that they did. There would be no way.
Tim, we excuse you from the rest of the chat, and you need to go watch Psycho right now.
He's never seen it.
No.
The fuck is wrong with you, man?
Yeah, yeah,
You're 50 fucking 5 years old.
you are
For
now
fuck's
excused.
sake.
You are now excused from the chat, Tim. You may go watch Psycho instead.
Oh, is he really? Is he serious?
That's what he said. I haven't seen most of the old classics. Have you seen The Omen? Have you seen The Exorcist? Have you seen Rosemary's Baby? Have you, have you seen The Changeling?
I
What
love
else?
Tim, man. Tim's a good guy. Tim has helped us out on the podcast probably more than anybody. Between him and Jerry Pauly, this fucking show wouldn't exist.
That may be for the better at this point.
No shit, since we're missing a co-host.
Hey, Tammy, rear coming in with the Rear Window love. Yes, she's got number one Rear Window. To the birds.
You know what? Next time
Three.
I watch Rear Window, I think I'm gonna try to get a couple of grams of mushrooms and watch that fucker on mushrooms, dude. That would be awesome for sure.
It's they shot it in Technicolor, right?
Yeah.
So I have the 4K and the Technicolor just pops, man. It's amazing, man. It's so good.
It's almost like a 3D because of the coloring they use in that movie.
Well, and when they restored it, because they had to restore it obviously to do this digital restoration of it, and like
Who put it out? Who put out the 4K?
um, give me 2 seconds and I'll look. I gotta figure out where I put it. It might be up there. I have a special section for some of my stuff. So hold on, let me see if it's up there.
All right. Well, I guess I'm gonna ramble on about nothing. Tim, you ain't seen none of them movies? Really? You've never seen The Omen? You need to get learned, brother. For sure. Come on, man. You grew up in but I got to give Tim an excuse. He was raised in a very religious household. His father was a pastor and all that stuff. So he couldn't watch probably all that kind of stuff back in the day. So I give him a break. Tiffany, I don't wear glasses. I just wear these
Can't find it.
so I can see. They're my $1.25 birth control glasses. Same things that these look exactly the same as the ones that they used to give you in the army. And they called them birth control glasses because when you wear them, you ain't getting none. Yeah, I give Tim a break for sure, but come on, man. You can find any of them movies streaming nowadays. I know you're busy. I know you're a busy guy too. You work, you got the podcast, just like everybody else, but
Okay, I found it.
you got to find time, dude. Is it Scream Factory?
No, it was actually by Universal.
Really?
Yep.
Well, that's cool.
And I'm such a dork that I also have this.
Oh, is that a game?
This is the Rear Window board game.
Oh my God.
Yep.
I
I
love that.
I special ordered this as part of the pre-order for it was like a Kickstarter slash pre-order for it. I've had it for years
You
and
played it?
I've never even opened it.
Really? That's probably worth some money, dude.
So I think I paid like $35 or something for it. It wasn't
Really?
anything
I bet it's
crazy.
worth $500 or $600 for right now.
So I love that. Maybe watch her.
If you ever get desperate and need a vasectomy or anything.
No, I'm good. I was scheduled for a vasectomy, and then my wife had to have one of her tubal litigation or something, so now I don't have to do it. So
Oh, lucky bastard.
yeah, I'm good now.
Oh shit.
I missed all this chat because
We're
I
awful. I know. I'm fucking awful. Poor Carl, man. What the fuck? He can come down and sit. He can bring his drink down and come down. I got an extra chair. I can move the skeleton.
there you go. See, you have your friends with you too. I have my friends with me too. See, say hello, Mr. Skeleton. Hello. Also, there's one back there hiding too. He's kind of a bum. He's kind of like in Half Baked, the guy that sleeps on the couch. That's all that skeleton does. He just sleeps on the couch.
I just texted him to come down. Said he can sit next to me. There's plenty of room. I'm sure if he was sitting right here.
The Omen was a great movie. Yes, okay. I agree.
Yeah, Tim works too fucking hard, man.
Tiff, what are you going to try to watch this
I
weekend?
worry about Tim a lot. Tim busts his ass.
Tiff, have you not seen Rear Window? Is that what you're saying to me right now?
Damn, I need some more vodka.
Tim, you're literally watching two old dudes talk about random movie shit. You could be watching a great movie like Psycho instead of our stupid asses.
I think I'm gonna be a 3 pour kind of guy right now.
Three pour.
Yeah, usually I do 4, but I've already had 4, so 3 more will do. I'm down to about a half a bottle. That ain't good.
Tiff, you're excused as well. Go watch Rear Window.
Tiff's never seen it either. I ain't seen it in a long time.
I watched it a couple weeks ago.
Hey, I
Okay.
really appreciate everybody coming on tonight with us for sure. Thank you very much. You know I love you guys.
Plus, it's better than just two old dudes talking.
He ain't answered me back. I told him to come down. He's not. He's probably pissed off. And
Yes, you guys have
shut
homework,
that whole
Christine.
bottle of whatever the hell he was drinking. I'm trying to see what everybody's saying. Yeah,
So,
Tim plays them video games with that Oculus fucking thing, man.
oh, I couldn't do that. Like that would just trip my fucking mind out. I've
There's a
never been a
place
VR
in
guy.
Austin. They probably made one here in DFW now too, where you go in. You go in with the virtual reality glasses, and they give you a shotgun,
Oh, really?
and you're fucking killing zombies, and you got the haptic vest on and shit. And it's you try to make it through this maze or whatever,
Oh, that's cool.
and it's fucking zombies.
Yeah, I love my video games, but I'm just I think VR would be too much for me. I just don't think I'd be able to get into it.
But porn would be cool though.
Oh yeah, I bet porn's. Oh wait, my kids might be watching this, remember?
No, fuck them kids.
Again, go study. You're having a quiz
Go
tomorrow or
study,
Monday.
kids. Don't listen to us. We don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
Oh, that's funny. What what else did I watch recently? Oh, I watched Room 237. Have you seen that?
The documentary on
On The Shining?
yeah, I fell asleep halfway through it last night, dude.
Did you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
fell asleep halfway through.
I
I
watched
need to
that.
rewatch it.
I think I
It looks
watched
pretty
that
cool though.
I mean, so it came out like 13 years ago or
Yeah,
something
it's
like
old.
that. And I've
Yeah.
been meaning to watch it for a long time because I've always liked the idea of all these different theories about The Shining. However, after watching that, I'm like, how many of these guys are just basement dwellers?
They were all on
That
acid, dude.
like I'm watching this and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like the first guy saying that the
The
whole
moon
movie was
landing shit, the
well,
shit with the
yeah,
moon
well,
landing
obviously
and
that's
all
the
that.
big one is the moon landing. He faked the moon landing. I'm not saying we never went to the moon. I'm just saying that he faked the footage that we saw because it's definitely rear projection that we can see in the background and blah blah blah. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? The one guy saying it was all an allegory for the obliteration of the Native Americans by the white man and the English moving west over the United States. I'm like,
Yeah,
what fucking movie did you watch?
no shit.
Like, that's why he strayed so far
I think
from the
that's about the
book.
part I fell asleep at, dude, for sure.
I'm like, this
When
is
people when
this is
people
too
start getting
much.
ignorant like that on documentaries, it's like
It was just too
done.
much. Like he changed room 237 because that's the studio, that's the sound stage that he shot the fake moon landing on. That's why it's 237 instead of 217. I'm like, "Oh my God." Like
Yeah.
now there are a lot of continuity breaks. And Kubrick's not really known for continuity breaks. So to see stuff that is a continuity break, it does question whether or not it was intentional, like the chair moving went behind Jack from being there to not being there. That could be a continuity thing. But it could also be an allegory for something. I don't know what it could be. It's a chair. The fuck is it supposed to mean? You know what I mean? Um, some of the stuff that they said about Danny and the big wheel ride was pretty cool about how on the first floor that was him and the becoming understanding what was happening, and then once he gets to the second floor, then it starts to be him in the moment, and then the third, as he's doing the third ride, it's kind of a combination. It goes from the first floor to the second floor without a cut, and so it's like, how did that happen? Obviously, the way the studio was built, it couldn't have happened, and blah blah blah. So that's him living in The Shining and stuff like that. That stuff's kind of cool, but I think they're giving it too much credit. I
Yeah,
really
yeah.
do. I don't think that movie was so based in all this allegory that it needed all that. But
It's a little deep.
I love the movie. And I
Oh
love the
yeah.
soundtrack. Everything about it. That opening score as the helicopter shots moving in on that VW.
Yeah.
It's awesome, but I don't think it's what everyone makes it out to be. I could be wrong.
Yeah. I think Jack Nicholson did a way better job in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
So I love Jack in the role, but it's
Yeah, oh
not.
yeah.
Have
Nobody
you
else could have did that role for sure.
read the book?
Part of it.
The book is so extremely different. Jack starts
Well,
out
Stephen
as
King hated the fucking movie version of it.
because the whole idea is that this good father that made a mistake is trying to live up to his, to redeem himself by taking this job and help. He's down on his luck and he's taking this
Yeah.
job to help out and to do this stuff. And he's trying to be a good father, and then he descends into madness, and that's what happens. In the movie, Jack starts out as a psychopath and ends as a psychopath. So there's no character arc at all. He just
Yeah.
starts as a dick and ends as a psychopath.
Yeah.
The made for TV version is badass, and it's also directed by Mick Garris. So, and he is one of my favorite directors as well.
I haven't seen that in a while either.
Yeah, I own that too.
Nick Garris, that guy's crazy, man. He's a cool looking He's just cool looking with his long silver hair and shit.
I just love Mick Garrett. Everything about it. The postmortem podcast. I really wish it never would have ended because it's just one of my favorite things in the world. I find myself going back and listening to episodes of the postmortem podcast with Mick Garris and just like listening in awe, like the way he talks about film and the way he talks to these people that created film. It's just like he really, really enjoys what he does. And the Masters of Horror dinner that he created and that the series that he helped create and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah, Tiff's right. The made for TV version did follow the book a little closer
It did.
for sure.
And the funny thing is, I can't remember the guy's name that played Jack Torrance in the made for TV version, but he was also in the show Wings. So that's what I knew him from was the show Wings. And to see him as Jack Torrance, it blew my mind when I was young. Because that was one of the I
Come
read
on,
that
Tiff, what's his name?
I can't remember his name. Oh well,
Oh shit.
it's not
Carl is
important.
not even answering me back. He must be really pissed off. That sucks,
He
dude.
probably gave up.
Probably did. He's probably in the backyard drinking
Howling at the
whatever he was
moon.
drinking, feeding the possums.
So, what's been your favorite Argento movie you've covered so far? I already told you mine's Deep
I don't know.
Red.
I love them all really, but the favorite episode we did would probably be Suspiria.
Yeah,
That movie is just it's that movie was made on acid too, man. It had to have been.
it's a
With
beautiful film.
just yeah, it is. With just the colors,
Yeah.
you know, can't
Now,
beat that shit with a
you get
stick.
into the third movie in the Mother of Tears trilogy is not the best, but Inferno is really good too. So,
I think we've done that either. We've done Suspiria, um, Tenebrae.
Tenebrae is good. I like Tenebrae. Steven Weber. There you go. Yes. Good call, guys. And he was really good as Jack Torrance. Steven Weber.
It's on the tip of my tongue, she says. I have a lot of them moments.
It's my wife gets so flabbergasted. She's like, you know so much about movies, and then people ask you something, you're like, I can't remember. And then she's like, then out of nowhere, you're like, yeah, it was 1984. It came out in September. Uh, it was only released in 40 theaters, but then it had a second theatrical run in 85, January of 85, and it released in 1,500 theaters. She's like, you know that, but you can't remember the actor who played the lead role. Like, yeah, yeah, I'm weird. I'm
Yeah,
like that with music too, so
I'm definitely we got our finally got our press passes for Texas Frightmare Weekend coming up at the end of May. My birthday weekend.
well, that's awesome.
Uh hoping we don't have any issues.
Well, I mean,
Uh
senior moments. Shut up,
but
Christine. That's not nice.
we sort of know the guy that runs Texas Frightmare Weekend,
Yeah,
and I'm gonna try to talk to him and see if we were talking about this earlier about Linda Blair. She's gonna be there.
yeah.
Instead of the $180 for a photo op and a autograph, if she could just do a little 15-second promo for me, video promo,
We so
and
I didn't get to.
maybe donate an extra 50 to her dog thing she got going on there.
Oh, there you go.
But
She
yeah,
might actually go for that then.
well, I think she donates all her proceeds. It goes into that anyway that she gets for autographs and photos and shit. So
See, that'd be worth it for me to pay the $80 to meet her then. You know what I mean? If I knew that that was going to help the dogs because I'm a huge dog person, so
me too, man.
I love my puppies.
Me too. I wish I could have a dog. I'd get a little Chihuahua.
Ah, no, fuck that. I'm a big dog guy. I'm a big dog guy. I like my dog right now is probably 135 pounds. She's huge.
What kind of dog?
She's some kind of mastiff mix. We were told she was a
Oh,
boxer pit mix, and she just kept growing and kept growing. And I thought we were gonna have Clifford the big red dog there for a while because she just never stopped growing, and then finally she did. But yeah, she's like the size of a miniature horse. So she's some kind of mastiff.
well, my ex roommate, this woman I was a roommate with, her dog was a little Chihuahua, Bailey, and that dog. When I was in the house, it was with me. It wasn't with her.
Yeah.
It slept with me.
I don't know. Little dogs just aren't, they're not the same as big dogs. I like a dog I can toss. I mean, I'm a big dude too. I'm 6'2", 260. So for a dog that can be half my size and I can tussle them around and move them and stuff,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't want a dog that feels like a football. I'm
Well,
too
that's the whole
inclined to
point. If you
punt
get
it.
sick, that's the whole point. If you get sick of them, football.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
I just
I,
punt
I
that
love my
fucker.
puppies. My ex-wife and my granddaughter, they got Maltipoo, and I walk in the house and she's up on the back of the couch, laid up on her back, wanting her fucking belly rub, man. First thing before I say anything to anybody.
Yeah. Well, that's the way Xena is too, except for she's 135 pounds. And when she stretches out on my, I have a, one of those couches that like wrap around my whole living room,
Oh,
and she
okay.
takes up half of it. So
Really?
yeah, she's fucking huge.
Long legs too, huh?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, she literally is about the size of a miniature horse.
Yeah, I think Carl's pissed. He's not even answering me back.
Little dogs are easier to travel with. I mean, I guess, but how much do you travel that you need to have your dog with you?
Oh, Christine takes her pups everywhere, I think.
Christine does have those little dogs. She's always showing them on camera. I remember that.
Yeah, I'd rather have a little dog. They're easier to handle for sure.
No way. You can't play fetch with a little dog either. Like the
Oh, they're
ball, the
most of them are
ball is
dumb
the
as
size of the
shit, but
dog.
most of them are dumb as shit. They just like to be manhandled and loved on and
Yeah.
petted. And
I love dogs, but not little dogs. I like big dogs. You've been listening to any new music? Whitechapel came out with a new album. Did you
yeah,
listen
I
to that?
heard that. That's not actually too bad, man.
Yeah,
I really like it.
I
Uh,
enjoyed the new Whitechapel album.
uh, who Chelsea Grin is playing tonight down the road from us here.
Oh, you should be doing that instead of being here.
Fuck that. They wanted 60 fucking dollars for tickets,
Oh
dude,
my goodness.
in a bar.
At a bar for a Chelsea Grin
Well,
show?
it's a club. There's like four bands. What's that band I did on? I did an episode a midweek on them because I really liked them, and I was thinking, oh man, I'd like to go see them. And I looked, $60. Fuck, plus fees. Fuck
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's crazy. A lot of times at clubs you can buy them at the gate and they're a little bit cheaper if you buy them at the door. You don't have to pay the fees then. I
Well,
know that's
this place that I'm talking about, it's called the Rail Club. And back during the pandemic, the original guy that owned it, he was fighting to stay open and all this shit whenever, but he was getting shut down and all this shit. He's like, I'm going to lose my fucking livelihood and all that, and put up a big fight. And then they ended up losing anyway. Now some new people got it
oh
that
really?
worked there before and, had some goings on with it anyway. And they ended up buying it and remodeled it a little bit. And now they're charging 60 fucking dollars for tickets. And
That's
last show I
crazy.
went and seen there was like $15.
Yeah, I'm more of a $20 kind of guy for club shows. Like if it's over $30, I'm kind of like, eh.
Depends on who it is.
Yeah, but I mean, like I saw Machine Head, for $25.
Well, yeah, that's what all I said. It was a night with Machine Head.
Yeah.
It wasn't even no opening band.
Nope. It was just Machine Head, $25.
Yep, I think I paid 45 for the bar seats where the bar was like fucking right next to the stage. You could sit at the fucking bar and watch the show. And I think I paid $45 for them. And
Um,
I got fucked up, dude. Then we got caught in a tornado on the way home. Sitting at the Jack in the Box getting midnight munchies. All of a sudden fucking winds are like 80 miles an hour. Windows are getting blown out of buildings and shit.
You're just trying to get a cheeseburger, man.
Trying to get a cheeseburger and go home and you know
Hilarious. We did that at Horror Hound. That's one of our evening things at Horror Hound. We always go get like White Castle or something at like 2 o'clock in the morning.
ooh, White
But
Castle.
I didn't get to go to Horror Hound this year. You're talking about Texas Frightmare. I didn't get to go to Horror Hound this year. They sent me. I didn't even apply for press passes, and they sent them to me anyway.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I got an email saying, you didn't claim your press passes, so claim them at the check-in desk when you come in. Blah blah blah. We're having meet and greet with the filmmakers on Friday at 2:30, and I'm like, "Ugh."
See, they don't let us do that kind of shit here.
Well, they don't. Texas FrightCon or Frightmare or whatever doesn't have. They don't have a film festival, do they?
They play some, but
See, Horror Hound has a
they
big
have
film festival.
premieres, is what they're called. They don't have an
Yeah.
actual festival.
No,
People
see,
can premiere their movie there.
yeah, they have an actual festival that's like voted on and shit, and then
Yeah, that's what they need to do.
that's really why we go for the film festival. We don't actually go to cover the con. We go to cover the film festival is what we go for.
See, that's what I would do too. I would love to do that,
Yeah,
man.
you know what? I've made some great friends from there. I just got a text message last night, actually. I was at dinner. We had soccer practice and then I went to dinner and I'm sitting at dinner with my assistant coach because I coach and I have an assistant coach and his kids and my kid. And we're sitting there and I get a text message and it's from one of the film directors that I met last year and he keeps in constant contact with me. His name's Justin Best. He's an awesome guy. I fucking love him. Um, and we became, good friends out of just meeting him at a film festival. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and he still has Cheryl needs to finish its festival run so somebody can pick it up so all you guys can see this movie because you guys are gonna love this movie. Especially some of the ladies in our chat right now. I think some of them will really, really enjoy this movie.
Cool.
It's a gory, somewhat gory, uh, horror comedy, and it's all about the the picture that society seems to think um, that women need to have. So this woman kind of gets it in her mind that she needs the perfect face, so she's gonna go out and find the perfect face. Just to give you an example of what it's. So it's like Leatherface meets Barbie.
Oh, wow.
So it's really, really good.
Can you buy Blu-rays of
Not
it?
yet. That they can't release anything because they're still on their festival run.
Ah, gotcha.
So I've seen it because I was at the festival, and obviously I know Justin and Anthea, the director and the lead actress are married, and you know we're in a group chat together and we chat, um, and it's they're just such great people. It was their first foray into horror, and they did such a great job. Fucking loved it.
Well, that's the way we feel about the Sam and Jonna Hodge, man. They are so talented, man, for what they have done, man. It's like I am so proud to be part of this second movie. It's like,
Yeah.
have you seen Redhead yet?
No,
I think it's on Tubi now.
I know you sent me I think you sent me the IMDb or something for it, and it kind of fell off my radar somehow. And I saw a post about Redhead maybe last week or something. I was like, I haven't watched it yet. I need to get back on that and find it. So I gotta find it. If it's streaming somewhere, I'll
I
watch
think it's
it.
on Tubi now for sure. It's on Fossum. Do you got Fossum?
No.
I think
Oh
it's
wait,
on there.
I might, because it's one of those free streaming apps, isn't it?
Yeah, commercials, but
Yeah.
well, that's how they're getting paid. That's how they're making their
Well,
money.
yeah. JK. I don't. What do you mean, JK?
Later, Tim. Thanks for coming on, brother. Love you,
Is
man.
JK the guy that runs Horror Home? Because I don't remember his name, but I've had a conversation with the guy that runs it. That's who you're talking about, Tiff.
Well, the guy that runs Texas Frightmare, he also runs a horror shop up in really close to my ex-wife up there. He sells collectibles and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And he's got some cool shit.
I say it every show, but if you want to meet the best people in the world, go to a horror convention.
Oh, I know.
It's just the best people
I've met
ever.
so many people. Yeah.
The cosplayers just are just having so much fun, dressed up as their favorite, movie idols
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And
And a lot of people make fun of that shit. I say, do what the fuck you want to do, man.
it makes me feel so good to see, especially like when they're younger. Like you see, tweens and teenagers dressed up in horror costumes and they're just
Well,
having a
even
good
like the little
time.
kids too, like
Yeah.
4, 5, 6 years old, dressed up as Michael Myers or the Saw puppet riding around on a fucking tricycle.
Yeah. My son dressed as Michael Myers this year for Halloween, and like it was just like I dressed as Jason, he dressed as Michael Myers. We walked around, it was awesome.
Thanks, Tammy. Thanks for coming on. Well, it doesn't look like fucking Carl's answering me, man.
Oh, excuse me. Well, it happens. He was an MC there for
And we're
years.
we're, we're people are dropping like flies, it looks like. How long we been on now? A couple hours? How long is it?
Tiff, send him my info. I'd love to talk to him, especially if he's making movies.
Yeah,
Like
send them our way too. I'd love to have them on the show.
Caden Buttiera. I fell in with that guy, and his brother, at last year's Horror Hound. They made a great short, about Western zombie take on a movie. I love talking to these guys. They're the future. I did not see Night Swim because a lot of my friends saw Night Swim, Tammy, and it got back to me that it was not worth my time.
I liked it. We reviewed it. I didn't mind it. I think I
Uh,
gave it a 3.5.
it's one of those ones that I'll probably get to eventually when I kind of hit that lull. You
It's
know,
more creepy than anything, dude. It's very creepy. It's got a good story to it, which is what I liked about it.
you know,
And a good score too. It's got a good creepy fucking score.
you get those summertime lulls a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
You know
Rainy
what I mean?
day.
Where nothing's going on, and
Yeah.
so I figure it'll be one of those ones that I put on
I
then.
think I gave it a 3.5 or a 4 for sure.
There's a couple Monkey Paws coming out.
Monkey Paw
Or
2.
not Monkey Paw. The Monkey just came out.
Oh yeah.
That's what just came out. The Monkey just came out. There's that one with the guy that played Creed, uh something Jordan. I don't know.
Oh
He's got a new
yeah.
movie coming out that it looks a little
Jordan
black.
Peele.
No, not Jordan Peele. Michael B. Jordan.
Oh, okay.
He's got a movie. It reminds me of the Black Spot story in It, and the way that it's shot and takes place in like the 20s or 30s. So I'm really excited about that. Um, I really want to see that one. That's high on my list to see because I like Michael B. Jordan for one, and two, that era, especially when it comes to the African American stories in that era, the 20s, 30s, they've always intrigued me. So I really want to see that one.
What was that TV show? Them? I think it was on. I forget what it was on. Was it called Them?
I don't know. There's also another
There was
one
some
that,
show. There was some show on. Forget what it was on, but it was about this black family that moved to Southern California from like, and then all kinds of crazy shit started happening and shit. It was,
oh, really?
yeah, I forget
That,
what the
that
fuck
sounds like
the name
something
of
I'd
that.
totally be into.
Yeah, it was really good. I actually binged it in like 2 days.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it was so good.
Is it kind of like Vivarium where like the doesn't seem like everything's the way it's supposed to be?
No, this is like had I don't know what was like. It was like
Stepford Wives
like
ish.
something controlling these people.
Oh, yeah, I need to
Oh, what
watch
the
that
hell was
then.
the name of that movie or that show? It was I think it was on Netflix when I had Netflix. It's been a couple of years ago.
Christine says yes, and then it says it's a great show.
I can't think of the name of it now.
There's another one coming out. I think it's called The Lady That Waits or something like that. And
Oh, The
it's
Lady in the Yard.
The Lady in the Yard. There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
want to
actually supposed to be a true thing that goes on.
I want to see that too.
Yeah, that looks trippy.
Yeah,
And
there's
A24 is putting out some unicorn movie. What the fuck's up with that? Have you seen the preview?
yeah, was it Death of a Unicorn or something like that?
Yeah,
I saw, I think it was maybe Robin Nelson from Horror Pop After Midnight, and um I think he said I think he said it was like a siege movie mixed with Beetlejuice.
huh?
So, and it's got Paul Rudd in it, so you know there's going to be comedic elements to it.
Yeah, yeah.
Not that Paul Rudd can't do dramatic. I just haven't seen him do dramatic in 20 years, so I don't know that he can anymore. The Scare. The show Them was a prequel to The Scare? Is that what you guys are saying?
I can't remember the name of that show. Sure, it's on my save shit, but
But it's called The Scare. It's the sequel to Them.
okay. Uh, it had they were like the only black family in the Southern California community, and the whole neighborhood fucking was
I
fucked up, man.
well,
It was like
I know there's a movie about that where
it
they
was
moved
very like
into
racist type
yeah.
shit.
Is Them the movie that I'm thinking of that's like that then? Christine, Tiffany? It came out late teens, early
Christine
2020s?
says yes.
Okay.
It was during the pandemic when I watched it. I think it was like 2021, I think.
Yeah, it might have been a
Wasn't
2020
going
movie.
nowhere. So like, it was really good though. I really liked it.
Cool. Gives me something else to add to my
If I could
list.
remember the fucking name of it, but it's The Scare. Okay. The Scare.
I didn't know they had a show. That's cool. It's really cool.
And what else is coming out? What's his name from I can't think of the name of it. It's coming out on Prime.
Dude,
Oh,
our brain
it's it's
farts
it's
tonight,
it's
dude.
it's, it's from a video game movie it's a movie made from a video game where he's fighting demons. I can't think of the guy's name. Fuck, I just watched the fucking trailer for it.
Video game movie with the guys fighting
Oh
demons.
man.
Alan Wake?
No, it's shit. Maybe it's on my Facebook still. I don't fucking know.
Until
Carl,
Dawn. Until
Carl,
Dawn. Yeah.
no, it's
No, until Dawn is coming out.
oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't find it.
Maybe Us is the
What's
movie I
his
was
name
thinking
for
of.
the dance the high school dancing movie back when in the 80s? What the hell was that guy's name?
What the fuck are you talking
He
about?
was in Friday the 13th too. That was like his first.
Kevin
Kevin
Bacon?
Bacon, yeah.
Holy
Kevin Bacon
shit.
is in this.
The 80s dancing movie?
Yeah, what was that called? Footloose. Footloose.
Footloose.
That tells you how big a fucking fan I am of Kevin Bacon. Well, anyway, he's in it.
I don't think that's a video game adaptation though, is it?
Oh, what the hell is the name of it? Where he was a bad guy and he comes back as a good guy or some shit. You know, I was watching the trailer and I was like, oh, that don't look half bad. He's fighting demons and
I'll watch anything
he's
with
like
Kevin
comes
Bacon
back
in
from
it.
hell to fight demons.
Yeah, I'll watch anything with
And it was
Kevin
a
in.
video game.
Well, I'd like to play the video game because
I can't think of the fucking name of it, dude, for
I
the
love
life
that
of me.
genre. That genre is my
I've seen
thing.
the trailer for it. I keep getting things on it on
See,
Facebook.
I don't watch trailers, so I only watch them if they happen to come on while I'm watching something else or I'm at the movies, and I try not to watch them then. I look like a weirdo when I'm staring at my phone during the trailers.
That used to be part of when I used to go as a kid to see a movie, man, they'd play like five of them, five trailers before the movie started. And that's the only way you could see what was coming up, back in the day.
Yeah, but
Either that
nowadays
or movie phone.
they ruin that shit. Hey, Carl, shit's back on.
Is it?
That's what you just said. My shit is back on.
Well, fucking come on, brother.
No, I don't think it's Us or Get Out. There was a movie. I know of a movie that is
Get
about
Out was the one where the he was like the son-in-law or whatever,
yeah.
and the
Well,
family
it
was
was a boyfriend.
weird.
It was a boyfriend. But there was a movie about a black couple moving to like suburbia, and nothing seemed to be right. It was more of a tension movie than it was a horror movie. It was more about racial tension and like the shit that was happening and stuff like that. But I don't. It could have been them. I'm not. Them sounds really, really
Them is that
familiar.
where they go to that town? Is that's them where
So I
they're
don't.
in that town and they can't get out of the town. They like drive down the road and they're right back in the town again.
Yeah.
And it's like got the
Ugh.
vampires at night or whatever the hell they are.
That's a good question that I just thought of. What's your favorite subgenre of monster? Is it vampires, zombies, werewolves? Frankenstein, mummies. What is it?
I'd have to say zombie, man,
Zombies.
because Dawn of the Dead had a very big impact on my horror movie thing, you know.
Dawn of the Dead.
I
Okay.
seen it at a midnight movie when I was like 12.
The thing about zombie movies though is like for every good one, there's like six that suck.
Yeah.
That's the only thing about zombie movies that get me. I'm a horror for mummy movies.
Mummy movies?
Yeah, I'm a horror for them. I'll watch anything that has to do with Aztec, Mayan, Egyptian, any kind of mummy. I will watch it.
So you like Bubba Hotep?
Bubba Hotep is fucking amazing.
I know. It's so it's so stupid, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, well, you know, that's my sweet spot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, you
The
know,
whole thing where they go into the Elvis thing and all that just is awesome, man.
that's just my taste in movies anyway, is that
Yeah.
sweet spot of
The
the
on the
the
horror
campy,
comedy line, you
yeah,
know.
the campy, stupid, so absurd and disgusting that it's
I
funny.
don't see Carl.
House Next Door to Meet the
I
Blacks.
don't
I don't
Does he need
remember.
me to invite him? Shit, I don't have his name up here. Why does he need me to send the invitation again?
Tiff likes vampire movies
Here he
when they're
comes.
actually monsters. 30 Days of the Night, The Forsaken, etc.
I think I'm
There he
back on
is.
here. My
He's
camera's
back.
not right though.
Your camera looks like you
Did
just
the
swallowed your
power just come
microphone.
back on or what?
I
Half your
finally got.
head's cut off.
I know. I got to figure out what I'm doing here. Or I could just carry the camera around. Hold on.
Welcome back, Carl.
I'll be back.
Shit.
God, I want to have a seizure now.
Oh, it's the cat. It's Halloween. She's so fluffy. I just want to pet her.
TV series is called. Are we still talking about that?
About what?
Whatever that show was.
What were we talking about? Oh, them. Were we talking about them?
Yeah, I don't think it was Meet the Blacks. Christine loves zombie movies too. I don't know. Like I said, I'm just a horror for mummy movies, man. I'm a huge Frankenstein fan too, but you
Yeah, I
don't
was
get a lot
listening
of
to
those
y'all on
movies.
YouTube about this topic.
So what's your favorite
Well,
monster?
y'all know it would be vampires, of course.
Have you
Well, I
been
mean,
watching on the YouTube?
I was able to watch it on the YouTube. Yeah,
I don't know why you couldn't get on fucking Zoom with your 5G.
it wouldn't work.
That's fucked up, dude.
I think I don't think the Zoom is working on the phone is the problem.
Hmm.
You know, I got this new phone. I don't think everything's set up on the phone just yet.
I gotcha. Welcome back, brother.
Well, I didn't even think I'd still be going, and then I got on the YouTube and I was watching y'all.
Oh,
we've been
shit.
bullshitting.
We're down. We got 9 people, and I only see 3 people talking. So these other 6
Or
say
just
who the
watching.
hell you are.
Well, one of them's me. So, I
It's
mean,
not me this time. I actually was on my phone watching since I couldn't get nothing else to work. So I had to turn it off the phone to get the camera back.
It says we've only been on for 112 minutes. I think it's been longer than
Well,
that.
it's been longer because you got cut off at one point.
no,
Yeah,
it's been 112.
but it's
because
but the YouTube still kept going.
120 minutes. Wasn't that a show on MTV at one point?
112. It's saying
well, yeah, because
started
that's
streaming 112 minutes ago.
that was 8 o'clock your
Yeah,
time.
8 o'clock, Bubby.
Is that right?
That's how time works, Brett.
Has it been
Don't get
112 minutes ago? 8 o'clock.
Yes,
113 now.
113.
that's again. It gets progressively longer as we go.
Poor
I'm just
Brett.
fucking with you, man.
He's okay. I believe him on this one.
Look,
Shit.
looky,
Even though I am on my second jug,
You drank a
lurky
whole
loose.
jug of vodka?
I'm on my second jug of vodka. It's about
Oh,
halfway
fuck.
gone.
Yeah, Brett's trying to pass out on stream tonight.
Are you going to come burn stuff tomorrow?
Fuck no, I'm not coming to burn stuff. I gotta do shit for my litigation, dude.
Your
I gotta
litigation.
fill out all kinds of paperwork tomorrow, so I can get paid. Pay
Well,
me,
you don't get paid to
bitch.
come burn stuff.
I need to burn
That
too.
ain't happening tomorrow. I got shit I gotta do
Well, it's
between.
supposed to rain anyway, so I'm sort of
Yeah, I
fucking with
know.
you.
I don't know why the power went out, dude. Somebody must have hit a pole or
Well,
something.
you said your shit was flickering at
Well,
one
it
point.
went
I
out.
thought
I
you
thought
were.
I fucking died, dude.
I thought
For
you were
sure.
joking with me, honestly.
It went totally black, dude. Everything went out.
Yeah, Brett died and you went blind.
The only reason that the Facebook that the YouTube stayed up is because the battery backup in that modem for the AT&T.
For the
That-
AT&T.
Yeah, the fiber, the AT&T fiber.
I bet
Oh,
you.
I got you.
I bet you add a S to
It's got a
Walmart too,
6 hour
don't you?
battery in it. That's
He's
the only
making
reason
up
it stayed
shit now.
going. I just lost all my shit. My browser and shit went down, and the Zoom shut off.
Come here,
Brett,
Halloween.
Brett, when you go to a store, like a big box retail store, like that's got, everything's blue. What's that called?
What's what called?
It
The
just
store.
thundered
Like
right
what's
now.
what's the name of the store?
Walmart,
Okay.
um,
I figured you were gonna say
Best Buy, or
No, I figured you were gonna say Walmart's.
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 Yeah, the Walmart. Heading
Come on,
down to
I'm
the
not that fucking ghetto or Southern.
heading down to the Walmarts.
No, not it's Walmart.
He watches the YouTubes.
Watching the
The
YouTube on the
YouTubes.
Facebooks.
I think George Bush started that when he said, I searched it on the Google. Which I guess when he was
Well,
president,
back in
it
the
was-
day when first
Google was
when
still pretty new.
when Facebook first came out, I would say the Facebook. I'll add me on the Facebook. My fucking kids gave me shit for it, so then I quit saying it like that. Get you on the Facebook.
That's too funny. I learned all sorts of new slang
Did you
at
see
school,
Elon
man.
Musk sold
I bet you
fucking,
have.
Did you see Elon Musk sold X to himself?
He sold X to himself.
Yeah, he sold it to the fucking XAI for $30 million.
He's a
What does that
fucking-
mean?
Or 30 billion? Is it 30
Is
billion?
X staying around or is it going away or what?
Well, he's just gonna control everything, dude.
He's trying to be the monopoly guy. Just get that guy a fucking monocle.
Yeah, he is.
I actually like X. I mean, better than I ever liked fucking Twitter with its 30 characters or whatever you could do on Twitter.
Yeah,
I don't like
know.
either one of them.
A 7.5 second video.
Yeah,
I'm not a social, like I have social media for obviously the podcast and I
Because you
have it
got
for my
to,
school,
yeah.
but
Yeah, that's the only
like,
thing I do. That's the only thing I do on X and what's the other thing that the Chinese own?
TikTok.
TikTok. Yeah, I don't communicate on there. I post my shit and that's it.
I haven't posted a TikTok in a while. I think
I don't like TikTok at all.
I think I made a video a couple weeks ago and never even posted it.
I post. I share them reels to everything. Is what I do.
Yeah, I just don't care for TikTok. I never have. When we were still at Moxley, Richard was trying to get me on TikTok and I didn't like it then.
I'm just not a big fan.
I'm not either. I would rather watch shit on YouTube myself.
YouTube and Facebook reels, man. That's all I
The
watch.
time the people put into this stuff is
It's
just
insane.
insane. Like it takes me, to
for
make
a 3 minute video, that's a length on TikTok is 3 minutes.
yeah, my
Probably.
videos usually go about
Or you can go live.
Well,
Can you go live on there too?
you can go live on TikTok. Yeah, they have a streaming service now, but for a minute and a half video, like it probably takes me to get it posted in all the different places and
Yeah,
all that
20
kind of stuff.
minutes or so. That's about
No,
what it takes me.
it's probably about 30 minutes to 30 to 35 minutes to get it posted. And I'm like, there's so much better I can do with my time
exactly.
than trying to post these videos.
That's why
Now,
I only do it once a week.
I
Right?
love making my drinks. They're a lot of fun to make. I enjoy drinking
Oh yeah, I
them.
love them videos. I wish
You
you
know,
did
They're
more of them.
great. Yeah.
You need to
Uh,
start drinking more, Greg.
Well, that's yeah. My liver can't take the drinks that I make half the time because I'm a very heavy pour. So
Me too, dude. Me too. But I only went 3 on this one.
yeah, that's 7 total.
Yeah, Bubby.
Oh,
Like I
I-
got a cattail here.
you're
yeah,
stroking a cattail.
She just came inside. She's happy to be in.
Oh, I bet.
cats are weird,
She's been
man.
out there fighting the possums.
Probably. Or the raccoon.
You need to get that pet raccoon inside, is what you need to do. You need to
Why?
lure it in the house with some
I
cat
don't want no
food.
raccoon in the house.
I would fucking love to have a raccoon as a pet.
Well, there's one down here. Come get him.
That's
Yeah, I
weird.
didn't think
That
so.
would be the coolest thing ever, dude.
This is
No.
a big ass raccoon that comes down here.
I don't want any part of that.
I used to trap raccoons back when I was
Just
a
know they're probably the raccoons and the possums are crapping in your shed back there, dude.
kid. Yeah, I know. Gonna
These
have
some
to,
boys that was whacking in my tool shed.
I caught that one.
yeah, the shed's gonna have to get cleaned out of all the. I think it's the possums more than the raccoons.
Yeah.
Tiff, half of my drinks are girly drinks, depending on who you ask. So
Girly drinks.
I like a sweet. If I'm gonna take the time to make a drink, I want it to taste good. Like if I'm
I
just
can
gonna
only do one of them kind of drinks though.
like if I'm gonna drink bourbon, I'm gonna drink bourbon. If I'm gonna drink
Yeah.
scotch,
Yeah,
I'm gonna drink
yeah.
scotch. But if I'm making a drink, I typically like it to taste like I don't know, like I'm not drinking liquor.
Yeah, exactly.
So
And people don't get
But if
that with
it's
the
too
vodka. I
sweet-
make it to where it tastes just like a flavored water almost.
yeah, that's like I drink beer. Okay, I'm a beer drinker. I love
I'm
beer.
not. I never have
I
been.
used to be, dude.
So I like that's this was my only drink for tonight. Like I'm switching to beer now because that's
You
my
ever
thing.
drink Labatt Blue?
Yeah, Labatt's. I've had Labatt's.
Oh, dude, I've drank cases of that shit, dude.
Speaking of,
It's
let me
like
grab.
8% alcohol in that
Hold on.
shit.
Greg's taking a break since I'm back, so let him take his break.
So were you in the dark for a while there or what?
For a minute, yeah. This is creepy.
That's weird, man.
And the
Hey-
creepiest part, I think Michaela and the girls cursed me because they showed up and they were in there talking to Lisa and everything went out. So I'm blaming it on Scarlett because you know she's a witch.
Yep.
She caused the lights to go out.
Ooh, Yuengling.
Yingling. This is my beer of choice.
Dude, we got this store. What's that store down the road? What's it called?
Oh, that fucked up store.
Yeah. Dude, they got 6-packs of that for $3.
Oh
I
my
don't know what
God.
that store's called.
I
That's
don't know
What is
how
that-
old it is. It might be.
What is that store called?
Oh, I can't think of the name. It's like a grocery store Big Lots is what it is.
Well, they used to call them a railroad salvage when I was a kid.
yeah.
And I was so stupid, I thought that a train had crashed and they got all the shit off the train and was selling it. That was when I was like young because it was actually called Railroad Salvage. That was the name of the store, and my
It's one of them
grandmother and mom
stores
used to go there.
It's one of them stores where to get a good deal and it's not out of date, you got to look at that shit really good, you know.
I
Yeah.
can just imagine Carl going.
But they got produce and stuff.
I literally thought that it was that the train wrecked, and here we are, you know.
We sure got a lot of train wrecks in this area. Damn.
Well, that's what this place is. It's
Yeah, it's right by the train tracks.
Video Bob always goes there and shit. I hate
I
that
go there and
store.
get some stuff because there's some stuff there that
You said they got Liquid Death there.
yeah, they do. They got like stacks of it, dude. I'm not a big fan of that stuff. I tried that. I
I
got
love
one,
that shit.
I got
I
one.
actually like that better than drinking alcohol. I
Well,
think.
I'll bring you that one I got.
What is it?
It's the green, the lime.
I like the lime.
The lime's good. I like the
Well,
lime.
at that,
I
at
like the
this-
cherry better because it tastes like a cherry Mountain
Do
Dew.
you like the black?
I've never tried the
The,
black.
the black is just regular sparkling water.
That's just water,
Isn't
yeah.
it? Well, they got stacks of that, and they got
I don't
stacks
think
of
I'd
the
want
green.
that.
And
You
like
got
some of the
bit-
cans are like dented and shit.
Christine got bit by a raccoon when she was walking her dogs 10 years ago.
No way.
They will bite you.
Yeah, they will.
My one of my co-hosts, Dustin, he got bit. I think we've told the story on air before, where we were at a cabin in Kentucky, or no, Tennessee, and he was in the hot tub, and he all the girls at we had like I don't know, there was like 11 of us at this cabin, and all the girls kept feeding this one raccoon. Well, Dustin was outside in the hot tub, and he had his arms out like this over the hot tub, just kind of like let his fingers dangle, and the fucking raccoon came up and took a bite out of his finger.
Yeah, they will bite you.
It was hilarious.
I used to trap them when I was a kid, man. You'd go to school before on my way to school. I would check my traps. I would take a baseball bat because they weren't dead in the trap. Sometimes they would chew their own leg off to get out of the trap.
Jesus Christ, it got
Mean
morbid.
dude. Yeah.
And
Why'd you trap
And-
raccoons for?
Fucking went Rob
For the
Zombie's
belts,
Michael
man.
Myers on him.
I was 12 years old making $40 off a coon pelt.
A coon felt.
Yeah,
God, I never knew they had hillbillies in Illinois till I met Brett.
I'm the biggest hillbilly, man.
You know, and for me, living in Texas, I've lived in the city my whole life, so
Yeah, we're
This
like
whole-
8 feet from downtown Fort
this
Worth.
whole fucking cowboy bullshit, it's not really Fort Worth. They want to call it Cowtown, but we're not.
That's
We're
like
not.
one street. There's one
Yeah.
street in Fort Worth that's cowboy.
Right, yeah. The stockyards where Billy Bob's is.
Like
and Billy Bob's actually books more rock bands than they do country bands.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've never got this whole hillbilly cowboy bullshit. I'm
Back
just
in the day, man, I used to hunt and fish and
yeah, that's not me.
I mean,
Hell,
I still do those things, but I'm not taking a fucking baseball bat to a raccoon head.
I was 12 years old, man.
So was I, but I never fucking took a baseball bat to him.
That's
Hell,
the
I
only
shot
way
him
you-
with a shotgun, but
Brett
I
was
don't
a
you couldn't-
freaking backwoods hillbilly
you
in
couldn't take
Illinois.
a fucking gun to school. Even back in the 70s.
you,
Fuck.
you could take a
What the
baseball
shit?
bat with
You
a
could
raccoon
have- you
brains
could
all
have-
over it.
You could-
Right?
Well, a lot of guys would deer hunt before school, and they had fucking gun racks in their fucking pickup trucks. They would just keep their fucking that wasn't a thing back in the day.
Oops.
Where'd you go, Carl?
My camera fell off of its stand.
Oh, Jesus and baby Jesus.
Oh, you're drunk as shit now.
I am getting drunk, and I'm proud of it.
My
Every
camera
time I
fell off of its
Might be
stand.
working on my third.
It's probably about time to end it then if Brett's this drunk.
At least the recording, that's for sure.
Yeah,
What time is it? 10?
it is 10:08.
Y'all got a different time than I do. I got 11:06.
Yeah, you're an hour ahead of us.
I like that Amon Amarth shirt.
Yeah, on the back it says Odin wants you.
I like that
Ooh.
too. Yeah,
And then this is a Monomarth too. I don't know if you can see that.
I
Oh,
see that.
yeah.
Yeah.
My wife got this for me for Christmas. She was like, I saw that hat and I just thought of you. I was like, yeah.
That's a cool hat.
Are they part of the whole Viking metal genre?
Yeah.
there's-
Well,
Have
know
you
who
guys
in-
not covered a Monomarth at all?
No, not at
We've
all,
actually quit
no.
doing music completely on this show.
Oh,
We've like totally abandoned metal.
We got
we do
we
is
got a
movies
cut we
now.
got a cut we got a couple saved back for emergencies.
Yeah.
Monomarth is so good. Like they're
Yeah, I
just,
like them. They played here not too long ago
They did. Yeah.
in a small place too, the Southside Ballroom, which ain't
I
really
like that
very
place.
big at all.
wow,
It was
that's
Sounded
crazy.
really fucking good.
I've only seen them
Outside
in
Ballroom
bigger
used to be
venues.
Gillies, actually.
Was it Gillies?
Yeah.
Part of it was Gillies. They set the restaurant part still Gillies, but now they call
Yeah.
the concert area the Southside Ballroom.
Yeah, it used to all be Gillies. But no, that the whole Viking metal genre, Manowar invented that, believe it or not.
I mean, that
They
makes
were-
sense.
They were they made that whole genre up.
I mean, you have dwarven metal too. Don't forget.
Yeah.
So now you have dwarven metal with whatever something Rose is the name of that band that they got really popular from like TikTok and stuff. But yeah, I really enjoy seeing some of these weird niche bands that they blow my mind, and yeah, that's one of the things we do on Sights and Sounds when we ever get back to it. Raul took a hiatus, I took a hiatus, and then Raul took a hiatus. So eventually we'll get back together
Okay,
and do
yeah.
everything.
I
But
don't know that we're ever going to get back to music on the show. People are always asking me, when are y'all going to do an album again? I'm like, I don't know.
We got a
Well,
couple in the books there in the save bag.
do Amon Amarth, Twilight of the Thunder Gods. It's a great album.
I
It's
like
really,
them on
really
Amarth.
good. Yeah,
I like their fucking videos where everybody's fucking in the audience fucking
Yeah,
rowing,
that is
dude.
cool shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
like,
that
that's,
row, row.
in a way, the only other people I've ever seen been able to get somebody to do that is, I shouldn't even say it.
Yeah, you probably should. Moving on.
I will. Moving on. But that is cool.
No, they're a lot of fun, and to hear that they played a smaller venue is kind of weird because their stage show is really big. Their drummer sits in the front of a ship, like he's up in a
Yeah,
ship.
I've seen that.
They
Yeah.
have Vikings come out on stage and fight each other and shit. It's
Yeah,
just
Manowar would be proud.
yeah, it's a lot of fun, man.
Who did they fucking come with? Who played
They
with them?
did come to the, you're right. I didn't know it was at the Southside Ballroom, but
Yeah,
that makes
it's
sense.
been like not even a year ago. It was like
I don't
last,
remember.
It was like last fall, I think.
But I feel, yeah, our show's like totally abandoned metal. It's sort of sad.
Well, bring it back.
Well, we never got our music shows don't get hardly any views compared to when we do the movies.
It's so hard because a lot of the thing with music is, and this is what I've found, especially with ours, because typically we like the comments and stuff we get on stuff is typically more about the movies.
Yeah.
Horror people love talking about horror movies.
Yeah.
Okay, we just do. You and I, we like talking about heavy metal, but would we rather listen to people talk about heavy metal or just listen to heavy metal?
Yeah.
So
And you got to
exactly.
admit, horror movies are still a going popular genre, whereas metals went back underground a lot. So there's just
Yep.
not the audience that we used to
But
have.
there's a lot. I get ads on my Facebook for all these different bands, and I'll listen to
Oh,
it.
metal's
Like,
alive and well. It's just
and it's like,
underground
man,
again.
these people are fucking good, man. They're
Yeah.
gonna take, they're gonna take over the older. This
Well,
is
dude, I'm telling
what's
you,
coming.
On my Apple Music, most of the stuff I listen to is all newer bands from Europe, Germany especially, a lot of power metal and stuff, and it's all
Well,
current bands.
there's a lot of good death and even like thrash type bands.
There's a lot of I listen to thrash and power metal,
And they're young
and that's all I play on
guys,
Apple.
know?
And my Apple Music is all thrash and power metal. That's all
Death-
that comes up.
And it all
Deathcore.
sounds
Deathcore is going nuts.
Deathcore.
Deathcore's big, yeah.
What's that band that I did the midweek on, Carl? That you like the
Hirsch, you're right. Windrose, that's the name of the dwarven metal band. You're absolutely right. Yes.
what the hell is the name of that?
And they're a lot of fun. I've watched a full set of them. Somebody posted a
But they were
full set on
playing
YouTube.
tonight.
It was really
What was
good.
that band, Carl? You probably don't know.
I
the
don't
name of it.
remember now, but I think you're right. They had the orchestra thing going.
Yeah, and you like that?
I like
Part of
that.
it. He's like, as soon as the voice started, folks,
That's my problem. I'm a very
He don't like the Cookie Monster shit.
I'm a vocal guy. I was a vocal guy, because I was, my dad was a singer, and before my throat went out, I like to sing. I like clean vocals, That's why I like a lot like Testament, their newer stuff is just very clean vocals.
Yeah.
Well, have you tried like metalcore?
I don't mind metalcore.
Metalcore
At
seems
all.
right up your alley, really.
Yeah, I don't mind it
because
at all.
It has the harsh sound of
Yeah. No, I
metal,
like
but it doesn't
metalcore.
it has clean vocals.
I
So.
just don't like death metal. I never have, and I never will.
Have you listened to Ice Nine Kills at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
Kill.
Ice Nine Kills.
That's my son's favorite band.
I don't
but-
mind them at all. I don't mind a lot of the
If their
screamo
tickets were
stuff.
$250,
But then they go
I would have
clean.
went and seen them.
Yeah, we're taking Silas April 30th and May 1st. We're taking Silas, 7 years old, to his first metal show, and
That's
it's
fucking
Ice
awesome,
Nine Kills.
dude. That is
Yeah.
fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah, I like Ice Nine Kills a
Bravo,
lot.
brother. Bravo.
They're doing 2 nights, and we have to drive to North Carolina to see him. But
It'll be
he's
worth it.
obsessed. Like literally, he had his little friend
That'll
over
be the
here
best
today.
experience of his life. He'll
He
remember
is-
that. He'll
He's
remember
talked
that
about
for the
it.
rest of his life, dude.
But he has talked about it every day since Christmas because that's when we gave him the tickets was on Christmas, and like he has talked about
Oh,
it every
that's
day
fucking
since.
cool as
Hey, I
He's
shit,
took all
dude.
all my daughters to see their favorite bands in their day. You know, even Heather, I took her to see Bullet for My Valentine. That was her favorite band at the time.
Well, I
I
love
love
Bullet
Bullet.
for my
I
yeah.
love
It's
Bullet too.
they're
Matter of
so
fact, I
good.
still listen to Bullet.
They're sort of a metalcore band in a way.
Yeah, I mean they're
Eh,
early screamo.
yeah, I don't mind screamo music at all. I
It's
just don't like
it's
death metal. I never have. It's just not my thing.
I like deathcore, death metal are probably my two favorite. I
I
just
just don't like the
You
vocals.
ever heard of the band Despite?
uh,
Oh my God.
I've heard Despised Icon.
Despite. Check them out, dude.
Bite?
Despite. Despite.
You tell me to check it out. I probably won't like it,
You
Brett.
won't. You won't
Uh,
like it.
he's telling
Greg will
me to
fucking
check
Greg
it
will
probably
out.
like
love
it.
it.
Yeah.
Greg will
Yeah,
probably
Greg, you
love it.
check
You're
it
like,
out.
whoa, why ain't I heard of these motherfuckers before?
Yeah.
I think they're from
But my favorite genre is actually
overseas
hardcore.
somewhere.
Like, do you guys like hardcore?
Oh yeah, I fucking
Yeah.
Hardcore is my favorite
oh,
genre.
what do you call it's playing at the fucking
What
Dallas
do you
tonight?
call it?
Tiff, your
The
son's
Granada
first was Ice
Theater.
Nine Kills. That's fucking
Uh,
awesome.
oh,
That
what's
is
their
awesome.
names?
I don't know. What you call him,
I
Brett?
can't think of the name of them now. But they're
I'll tell you
playing.
what, every director, actor,
Spicoli
movie, and band so
Spicoli
far
was
has been whatchamacallit.
promoting them tonight.
I have no idea, Brett.
Let's see.
No clue what you're talking about.
I know that Killswitch Engage and Trivium are
I
gonna
like
be
Killswitch Engage.
they're gonna be in West Virginia in a couple weeks. They're gonna be in Morgantown. My wife just told me about it the other
Agnostic
day.
Front, they're playing tonight in
I
Dallas.
didn't know
Oh,
they were still
Agnostic Front.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fucking love Agnostic Front.
I didn't know they were still around.
Yeah. My favorite
Yeah.
band is Every Time I Die. They will always be my favorite band. I think their albums are just clean front to back. Every single album they've ever put out. That
They're
have their
like a
lyrics tattooed on.
crossover thrash, hardcore thrash band, right?
Who- Agnostic Front.
No,
I
fucking
know who
Every
Agnostic
Time I
Front
Die.
is, yeah.
yeah.
Every Time I Die, they're Buffalo hardcore.
Oh, okay.
They're not together anymore. They broke up back in 2022, I think.
Didn't one of their was that the band that one of their was it the singer that fucking got in trouble for trying to put a hit out on his wife or some shit?
No, that's As I Lay Dying.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, that's another metalcore screamo band.
Yeah.
But no, Every Time I Die, it's the brothers Buckley, Jordan and Keith, were in that band. Andy Williams. Do you guys watch TNA wrestling at all?
I
Um,
used to.
do you remember the Butcher and the Blade?
I do.
The Butcher was Andy Williams, who was the guitarist of Every Time I Die.
Okay, that's
Okay.
cool.
Um, but they I don't know, just this, they were so amazing. I have their lyrics tattooed on my leg. I mean, it's just I have a Grim Reaper with spare only the ones I love, slay the rest underneath it, and it's got the Every Time I Die eye on it, and it's just they're so good.
You know
They've
what's
go
become
ahead.
about my favorite band is Primal Fear. They're a
Oh,
German
I
power
fucking
metal
love
band.
them guys, dude.
That has become about my favorite band
He
of
should have
the
been the fucking singer for Priest, dude.
Al Ripper was fine.
Right. See, the thing with German, like any of the European power metal guys, it's too close to the 80s metal for me.
Well, that's probably why I like it.
Yeah, I'm sure that
Because
is
that's my
you're a big
that
80s,
was
yeah.
my world when
I
I
did
was
a
a
Primal
kid.
Fear album on the midweek.
But see, like your 80s and even the 80s music I still listen to, it's more punk, hard post or hardcore, post-hardcore, thrash. That's the
Well, a
80s
lot
that
of
I
the
listen
power
to.
metal's got a
So,
thrash. Primal Fear or some of their songs are just pure thrash completely. But they also do a lot of the longer, like Metallica used to do 10-minute songs.
yeah. Falling Reverse is dog shit, by the way,
Am I looking
Tiffany.
at the right band? Do they got an album called Gutter Phenomenon?
Yes.
Okay.
Who is trash?
Falling in Reverse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like the lead singer. It was the worst live show I've ever seen, and that includes Motley Crue.
Depending on when you saw Motley Crue.
Back in March of last year.
Then they
Oh, there
fucking
you go.
sucked. They didn't have Mick Mars.
There you go.
How you can fire Mick Mars from Motley Crue is just the
I
most
know. I
fucking
love John Five. He's an awesome
he
guitarist, but
fucking
he don't
honestly
fit them at all,
that
dude.
is Motley Crue is the biggest joke in the
Mm.
history of music at this point. And they used to be my favorite band when I was 15 years old. They are a joke. I don't know why Nikki Sixx didn't keep the 6 a.m. thing going.
I
That was
know,
actually
man. I
good.
love that stuff. That stuff was awesome,
They
dude.
were, it was a little poppy, but it was good.
It was
Yeah.
poppy. It was more, was making more radio music for the time.
What I call butt rock.
Butt rock.
Yeah, because on the radio stations they go like 105, nothing but rock.
But
I like that.
So I call him butt rock.
oh, that's
Well, that's what
fucking
he was,
funny.
just like I remember Megadeth went through their whole, radio music stage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, they have a front man that's an asshole, so
Well, I watched a video today of him and his family. They got a wine business now. They're making their own wine.
yeah. And you know
No.
what he did in that interview? Instead of talking about the wine business that he's totally sold out for to try to make money off of, was thrash new metal the entire
oh,
fucking
yeah.
He
interview.
He was
did,
bitching-
and he's
he was
going on
bitching
tour
about-
with Disturbed, I think.
And here's the thing:
Why would you trash on when you're
he talked bad about the bands that were touring with them during the height of new
Yep,
metal.
System of a
right?
Down and shit.
Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is wrong with you? Instead of being an asshole and thrashing
Didn't they
bands
do
that are
that fucking
supporting you,
Pledge of Allegiance fucking tour or whatever with them?
but I mean, that's my thing. Like, why are you thrashing them? Like, mentor them. You've been in the business since I've been in the business since the 80s, since the early 80s. Well, yeah. So mentor these kids and show them what it means to be a musician
Well,
instead of being an asshole and saying your
You know-
music's not relevant.
I've defended Dave a long time, but when he turned on David Elliston over that bullshit that he went through is when I finally
Yep.
was like, I'm done with you, Dave.
Dave's looking rough too, boy.
Well, he's old now.
Yeah. He's
Tiffany-
60 now.
I totally agree with you. Not liking a band and band sucking are two different things.
I love
However-
Megadeth, don't get me wrong.
Oh, I love Megadeth. Their music.
Megadeth-
I mean, Megadeth is one of my favorite bands of all time, but I do admit Dave's a douche. That's why
Yeah.
there's been like 50 members of Megadeth.
I think she's calling me out on Falling in Reverse because I said that that was the worst live show I've seen, but it really was. Now, granted, they were on a tour with Ice Nine Kills and Slaughter to Prevail,
Yeah.
so Slaughter to Prevail came out and kicked
Oh
ass.
my god.
Like fucking melted it for 27 minutes.
What's his name? What's the lead singer's
Alex the Terrible.
name? Alex the Terrible wrestling a fucking bear in Russia.
Yeah, I mean, even without that, I mean, for
Fucking-
one, it's death metal, and that is my genre. I do fucking love it. I get that.
Yeah,
but-
it's definitely some fucking deathcore for sure.
Like some of the shit that they come out, like the Falling in Reverse, they just sounded bad. Lorna Shore, who I like on studio albums, I
Yeah, they're
fucking
playing,
love.
playing tonight, and fucking I was telling you earlier, they're playing tonight.
I love Lorna Shore's studios work. Lorna Shore sucked when I saw them live.
Really?
Because everything was so loud that it sounded distorted to the point where it wasn't even good to listen to.
Well, I bet it sounded the same tonight at the Rail Club.
Like that's unfortunate because I saw him at the King
funny.
of Clubs in Columbus, Ohio, and it's a good venue. I saw Upon a Burning Body there, Acid Bath, or not Acid Bath. Fuck, I don't remember. It was the Chaos and Carnage tour. Oh my God, I'm just drawing a blank. The Chaos and Carnage tour back in 2024, I think it was 2020, no, 2023.
Fucking, you mentioned Acid Bath. They're fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah, it wasn't Acid Bath. though.
Death Groove.
It might have been Acid Bath. No, it wasn't Acid Bath. I don't remember. I have to look it up. But they Lorna Shore sounded bad. Upon a Birdie Body came out and killed it, and then Lorna Shore came on stage and they just their audio sound check was like I heard it and I'm like, they're gonna turn that down, right? And I looked at my buddy and Dustin, my co-host on Monsters, and I was like, they're gonna turn that down, right? And he's like, I don't know.
They did.
And they didn't turn it down, and it just sounded like I don't wear
all
ear.
tinny and shit.
It sounded
Like
you
you're in
know
a
how
I know what
when,
you're saying. Yeah.
when distortion gets so high that it becomes distorted distortion.
Yep, where you get no bass out of it at all.
It was awful.
Oh, I'm going
And-
to tell you about loud. And back to Manowar. When we saw Manowar the first time, I honestly think that I got hearing loss from that show, but it was so freaking loud, but it was so pure. It was absolutely perfect, but it was just so fucking loud. The band Immortal, I don't know if y'all know Immortal, they opened for
Yeah.
him. And but it was just absolutely great. But I swear to God, I think that probably caused more hearing loss than anything I ever had. But it was just so good. It was loud as fuck, but it was just pristine loud. It's
Loudest
weird.
loudest concert I ever been to was Van Halen
Van Halen.
1984 tour. And I had an ear infection in my fucking right ear, dude.
I bet that didn't help.
Well, it blew
Maybe
the
that's why they were
motherfucker out. I
loud.
could hear fine after I fucking left, dude. It loosened up everything in my fucking head. It was so loud, dude.
Other than the tinnitus that happened directly after the sound went out.
Yeah. Well, I'm suffering now. Every night when I go to sleep, I just hear buzzing.
Beep.
But I did it to myself. I've seen every band that I could possibly see, and yeah, it's I pay for it. But you know what? I wouldn't change. I'd
Fuck
rather
no,
have the
man.
buzzing
I've
in my
seen
ear
a
and
lot of good
seen all the
shows,
cool
man.
bands I've seen. And I don't care if I have a buzzing ear in my ear.
Exactly.
It was worth it. It was worth every fucking minute of it.
I
Absolutely.
seen most of mine back in the 80s, 90s, but I wouldn't fucking change it for the world,
wouldn't either.
man.
Not
Tiff,
at
I'll
all.
agree. Ronnie is an ass, but he is talented. But I will just tell you that show in Charleston, West Virginia was dog shit that I saw. So I'm sorry.
Yeah, I ain't seen Tiff ain't been to no shows lately. Usually she's posting all kinds of videos, all these shows she's going to. Ain't
Hell,
seen her
I'm
at a
about
show in a
retired from
while.
concerts, I think.
I would go to a concert every week.
Oh,
If there was concerts
Carl,
here
Remember, you're
locally.
about 10 years younger than me, though.
Carl,
What?
we got to go see Pentagram.
Are they coming?
Yeah, they're coming to fucking where we seen uh uh up there in
What?
what is it, McKinney? Not McKinney, up there at the
McKinney?
The fuck? Why was there a thumbs up on Brett's head?
thumbs up on my head. What? Thumbs up.
Brett's lost now.
What-
I don't
Where
think
we
I've ever
seen-
been to McKinney to see any kind of a concert.
This
So I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we went and seen Video Bob was there. We seen
We saw Video Bob and McKinney.
where was it was the Lava Cantina.
look, there's
Oh,
shit.
I'll go see Pentagram there,
That would be cool, I think.
especially with Henry playing.
Yeah, it's coming up in May, dude. I
Although
think we need
Henry's
to
sort of a
go.
dick, so he probably wouldn't acknowledge us.
Oh, you
we
saw
going to the rec-
KM.
We need to go to the record store and fucking hang out, dude.
Hold on.
I'd rather hang out with John than Henry.
Yeah, John's cool, man.
Tiff just brought up a band I even thought of in
KMFDM.
years. Yeah, KMFDM.
That's an old hardcore punk band.
I remember that band.
KMFDM. Oh
I
my
remember that
goodness.
band. Yeah.
New York band.
Tiff, I am so jealous that you saw them. I found look, yeah, Christine, I just found these. Did you see I have reactions? I can look, there's a rocket ship.
I'm not on
Ooh.
YouTube anymore, so I can't see
I got
anybody's.
rocket ships now.
I'm on there, but
And here's some
my mouse
balloons.
ain't working.
Yo float, dude.
I still don't. My freaking YouTube froze after Brett's shit screwed up,
I'm
and
throwing out some hundreds, throwing out some happy faces.
Brett's out of it at this point.
I'm not out of it. I'm still here, man. I'm still talking.
What's 5 plus 5?
10?
Okay,
That's fair.
That's
You
fair.
could.
That's
What's 12 times 7?
it just thundered again.
12 times 7, 84.
Oh, he's doing
Fucking
fine.
awesome, dude. Yeah.
He's better than my sophomores, that's for sure.
Ah, winner.
Oh shit. I'm about done, so I don't
You're
have
The
about
anything
last
else.
thing
done,
I got to
man?
say is Kiss is playing in Las Vegas without
Oh,
makeup, and I
fuck.
don't think Eric Singer's going to be there or Tommy Thayer.
Can we go a show without you mentioning Kiss for
Nope.
fuck's sake?
Matter of fact, let's
This-
just go ahead and
This
looky there.
is fucked
Kiss
up,
ball.
dude. This
What's
whole
fucked up?
the whole situation's fucked up with the Kiss thing.
How's it fucked up?
I don't know. Gene's canceled his solo tour.
Well,
He's
even
like 105.
I wasn't even gonna pay for Gene's solo tour.
I know.
And I love Gene, but I wasn't
Well,
gonna
all
pay
them
the
people
money
paid like 12 grand for
to
roadie
be his
for a
roadie.
day.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Like, Kiss fans are like
to
a
be Gene's
cult.
roadie.
Let me give you $12,000 and I'll carry your shit for you.
Yeah, that it's literally a cult. Like,
Oh, I'm part of the cult. Sorry.
they have
But the
some good
funny thing
music.
is, Greg, I wasn't a part of the 70s Kiss shit. I got into Kiss in the 80s.
Yep, he was.
After
And
the music, post music, or post makeup, I mean.
yeah, post makeup.
Yeah.
And there's a shit fucking ton of us that got into Kiss in the 80s. And we all think Bruce Kulick is like God or something. You know,
He's
their
the only-
guitar player in the 80s
And
that
he's
never
the
wore
one-
makeup.
He's the one playing guitar at this
Yes, he
reunion
is.
show or whatever.
Well, they can't resurrect Eric Carr, so I don't know who's going to play drums.
Oh no.
Sorry, I
Steve-
got to bring Kiss up every time we do this.
Steve
I am
Miller.
a part of the
Maybe
Kiss
maybe
cult.
somebody pissed somebody off.
Kiss is a cult, and I am a member of it.
Hold on. Christine
Maybe-
just said she saw Steve Miller, Def Leppard, and Journey last summer. That's a fucking
Yeah, they were
show
touring
right
last
there.
summer. They
That's
kicked
a
Motley
show.
Crue off of that fucking
Dude, I
shit.
camped out for 6 days for fucking Def Leppard tickets in 1982.
Def Leppard's still cool. Motley Crue is not, but Def
had-
Leppard is.
I had more fun camping out for tickets than I had at the fucking concert.
I did
dude.
too. My best was camping out for Metallica for the Unjustice for All album, I think it was.
Dude, we camped out in the middle of fucking February in Illinois for Ozzy tickets, dude. And then he canceled fucking on us.
God,
That's when he shaved
I
his
never
head.
had
Remember
I
when
never
he
had
shaved his
Ozzy
head?
canceled, but I sure saw Ozzy drunk and fucked up at several
Dude, I had
shows.
Ozzy canceled at like 3-4 shows up in Illinois, dude.
The worst
back in the
Ozzy
day.
show I ever saw was when Zach had left and he brought in that guy Joe Holmes that used to be in Lizzie Borden. The worst concert I might have ever seen because Ozzy, you couldn't even understand what he was saying, and he was just blithering drunk. And no Zach, it was just terrible.
that's rough. I've true
was-
story. I've never seen
I
Ozzy
I
live.
actually got to see Randy on
Haven't
the
missed
fucking.
a lot.
I actually got to see Randy play, man. Fucking
But I'm going to tell you the best show I ever
Springfield,
saw.
Illinois.
I didn't see Randy,
It
but
was
I'm
on
going to
the,
tell you the best thing I ever saw
second album.
was on their last tour, which is they've stuck with it, was Black Sabbath. They didn't have Bill Ward, but it was Iommi, Geezer, and Ozzy. And I'm telling you, that was the best I've heard Ozzy sound in my life.
Really?
We went to Austin for that, me and Beeson. And it was fucking phenomenal.
Awesome.
Even though they didn't have I don't like Bill Ward. You get mad at me when I say that, Brett. I just thought he was a mediocre drummer.
One of the heaviest hitters ever.
Never.
But you got to think about the time that Bill Ward was doing what he was doing.
True.
Okay,
Well,
so
I will
that's
say
the difference.
Bill Ward was a good drummer for what he had. He just never got any better. He just stayed the same, I think is the thing.
Like
Peter Criss was the same way. Peter was a good drummer, but he just never got any better. He stayed where he was. He never evolved.
I mean, you say
I
the
don't
same thing
think Bill
about
Ward ever evolved.
think about Ringo, right? Ringo was
Yep.
just there to provide
there.
rhythm. He was just there to provide the rhythm.
You know, that's funny because, my dad used to play with the Bob Wills bunch. He was, that was his thing. And Bob Wills, drummer, used to tell me, he said, all I was there was to keep the rhythm.
That's all you're there for. Sometimes.
And that's, yeah. And he said, because I always asked Casey, I said, why do you play so weak when you're doing the Bob Wills shit? And when you play with my dad and everybody, he's like, because that's how he taught me to drum. And that's what I do.
Yeah.
So that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean that's some of these bands. That's what they were there for. I mean, you have Black Sabbath was the birth, right?
It was the birth. There's no
So
doubt
you
about
you
it.
didn't have anything else to go off of, and then when you start to evolve, and you start to see drummers coming into their own and taking what Bill Ward did and saying, I can now become a member of the band instead of just the rhythm
Right.
of the band. So now I can become a member, and a lot of the drummers, they also started writing parts of the musical songs, whereas a lot of the Bill Ward and before that in the early 70s, you get the Cream and stuff like that, Jethro Tull, those drummers were just there to
Yeah.
fill. That's all
They
they were.
were.
They were just filling, right? They filled the rhythm, it continued through. All that was great, but you started to get into the 80s, and you had people like Lars
I was going to
and
mention Lars. Yeah.
you know, I'm not a big Lars fan, but what he did to make the sound different was I mean, we can get into what he did later with the trash can and fucking
Yeah, we
Saint
won't
Anger
go
and stuff
there.
like that. But what he did to make sounds different
It was
was he made
amazing,
it part of the song.
but it was good. I mean, when I was a kid, and I'm talking, Master of Puppets to And Justice for All, I thought Lars was the best drummer there was at the time.
I mean,
And he probably was for what I was listening to.
if you go anything from Kill 'Em All to And Justice for All, and you listen to those, he was doing something
He was doing
special.
something special. And
And
that's
then
why when people trash on And Justice for All, I'm like, they didn't need any bass. They had Lars
I,
and they
I
had the
have
rhythm. They
I
didn't
have
need the
heard,
bass.
yeah, but I have heard the isolated bass tracks, and the isolated bass tracks would have sounded better, 2 bars
I don't
up
think those are
higher.
real, though.
They
I
have to
think a
be
lot of that's
real.
fake
I don't know,
because I've
man.
listened to it on YouTube and I'm like, I don't know. And
The
But
honestly,
remastered version sounds way better than the
it
original.
does sound better, but I don't know. I like Jason, but I just don't think he was good for Metallica.
I think Rob Trujillo was the
Rob
best.
is, yes,
That
Yeah,
was the best hire they've
he
ever
was the
made.
best hire they
I've
ever
loved him
did.
forever,
Yeah,
man. He's like
yeah.
top 5 bassist, man.
He's
He
amazing.
is. He is.
Yeah,
And
he
if
really
anybody
is.
was the heir apparent to Cliff Burton, Rob would be it.
Yeah, Rob. And you listen to his stuff that he did with his band before Metallica, even.
Suicidal and
And
Infectious
Infectious
Grooves.
Grooves.
Infectious Grooves is what I'm thinking of. Because
Yes.
if you listen to the Infectious
I
Grooves
like
tracks,
Infectious Grooves better than Suicidal.
He's like the newer version of Rudy Sarzo, you know. He's played
he's
with everybody, you know.
well, I like the
Yeah, he was with Ozzy for a long time.
I like to equate Rob's bass playing to Les and Primus, right?
Yeah.
So the sound, like when you listen to Infectious Grooves, you get
I
Rob's bass
loved
playing,
Infectious Grooves.
and then you listen to Primus, you know that's Les playing,
Yeah.
and that's what Rob brought to the later albums of Metallica.
And
Is
they needed
he
that.
had
Yeah.
that? So that's what I really liked about Rob's playing.
I
So
think he's
Yeah.
phenomenal and I think he's perfect for them. I don't think Jason was. I don't think they should ever hire Jay. And I'm not digging on Jason. I think he's a cool dude.
Well, I think they were rushed to,
Yeah.
well,
they were rushed to get
But he
somebody.
played with a pick. That's the problem. Cliff
Yeah.
didn't and Rob don't.
No.
and I still think, if I just think about band, Fieldy from Korn is another one of those that if you listen to the first 2 Korn albums, and I know that's new metal and probably not a genre that you two are
I
into,
like Corn, but
I like Korn.
those first 2 albums, listen to the bass tracks on those first 2
Oh,
albums.
yeah,
Listen to
Fieldy's
Korn and
fucking
Life is
awesome,
Peachy,
dude.
and Fieldy's bass tracks on those. Like I
Oh,
could listen to
yeah.
those isolated and just be happy.
did I
Yeah.
ever tell you my Corn story, Greg? Because it's sad.
I don't
He
think
was
so.
Corn was opening for Ozzy, and me and Video Bob. I don't know if we had tickets or just gotten in free, but we didn't know who Corn was, so we just walked around Reunion Arena and didn't watch him. And I still kick myself to this day for that.
Oh my God.
We didn't know who they were. We're like, we want to
What
see
year, what
Ozzy.
year was it?
They were just a baby band.
So like 94, 95,
Yeah,
somewhere
it was
there.
about
Oh
that.
my
Well,
God.
you want to hear my Korn story?
Tell me.
Yeah.
Remember when they were called LAPD?
No.
Well,
was
I seen them when they were called LAPD
93
in
before.
in a cafe. It was probably like 90, between 91 and 93.
Yeah.
A cafe that wouldn't hold probably 12 people they were playing in.
It's thundering again.
That
And
was
they,
just-
they had TVs set up, like 20 TV sets, old tube style TVs with
That's all
like
they had back then.
surgery shit going on them. I don't know
That's
how they
fucking
set it
cool.
up. Each TV had a different like scene on it. It must have had a bunch of, each TV must have had its own like VCR or something. But
That's awesome.
it was in this little cafe. It was like, it was the strangest
too
thing I
cool.
ever seen.
94
then,
was when my
then the
son
next
was
thing I
born.
know, they're putting out Freak on a Leash.
Yeah.
So funny story. My wife and I walked out at our wedding reception to Blind from
Oh,
Korn.
Really?
Yeah, that's right when Jonathan goes, "Are you ready?" at that
Well,
part.
that's fucking cool.
That's when they announced us as Mr. and Mrs. Bazzelli, and we came walking into my Godfather's restaurant. It was fucking awesome.
That's cool as shit, man.
Tiff, definitely
something
tag me
new
in those
every day.
videos. Definitely tag me in those videos.
No, I never hated new metal. I don't know what Mustaine's talking about. I actually thought it was fucking phenomenal after the goddamn grunge shit. And when new
System of a
metal came out, I
Down.
was fucking happy.
System of a Down is one of my favorite bands,
Yeah, I
dude.
don't, I do not hate new metal at all.
Okay, I'll take back what I said.
I don't hate them. I don't hate them. I don't hate the genre at all. Not at
I
all.
I
When
love
System of a Down played on fucking Saturday Night Live and said weren't supposed to say fuck or whatever,
And they did
and
anyway.
they did anyway. It's like,
I just hated fucking grunge and I
yeah,
always will.
I'm not a big Nirvana fan. Soundgarden, I love
I
Soundgarden.
I
I
like Alice
know
in Chains, but they were metal. I think
Alice in
I've said that
Chains,
before.
yeah, I
you
consider
guys
them
hurt my
metal.
heart every time you say that. I know.
Fuck grunge. They're
What
all dead
Nirvana?
anyway. Who's still alive from that era?
Dave Grohl, Eddie Vedder.
Yeah, but Dave Grohl is a whole different world. I don't even consider
Yeah,
him really. He wasn't. He was just barely in Nirvana. All
yeah,
he did,
he was like
What are you
just a
talking about?
session,
He was in Nirvana from.
but he started as like a session drummer though, I
yeah.
Well,
think.
yeah, but you think about
Well, he
the
came
way
into his own after Nirvana. There's
he
no doubt
did.
about it.
The Foo Fighters is what
The Foo
really
Fighters is
what made him.
fucking 50 times more talented than Nirvana ever was.
And I will tell you that when I saw the Foo Fighters back in March of last year, it was one of the highlights
It,
of probably my entire concert going
oh, I
experience.
would have,
So
yeah, that would be
Oh, I
true.
would love to go see the Foo Fighters for sure.
yeah,
Dave
my
is awesome.
my
Like
wife
I
was
said, I
very
just don't
jealous.
think he played much of a role in Nirvana. He was their
That
drummer,
Studio
yeah, but
666, that fuck. We need to review that, Carl. Have you seen it
Uh,
yet?
yeah.
have you never reviewed that? That's a good one to review.
Oh, we need to watch that
Yeah,
and review
the
it. That's
cameos in that
fucking
are
Kerry
great.
King, dude.
Oh, so good. Lionel Richie.
Oh my god, it's fucking it's brutal, but it's fucking funny as shit.
The thing is, and you know what's funny? I listened, so they released that album that they made
Yeah.
in that movie, the movie, the album that they make, that death metal
Yeah.
album, they released that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they actually made it. Hold on, I'll tell you what the name of it is.
It's probably on Apple Studio 666.
No, it's under an actual artist name. Starts with a D.
Oh,
Hold
that's
on.
cool.
It's hold on, I got it right here. It is Dream Window.
Dream Window. I'm gonna have to look
Dream
that up.
Window.
I don't have my iPad with me, or I'd look it up right now.
And it's 8 songs, and it's like I don't know, like 40,
What's the name of it now?
43
Dream
minutes.
Window.
Dream Window.
Dream Window.
It's got a great like death metal logo and an upside down pentagram. It's it's
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
awesome.
Whatever happened to the bass player of Nirvana? I don't even remember what his name was. He had some
Gotkovich,
weird
He
ass
whatever.
he
name.
became a politician.
Oh Lord,
That don't
Yeah. Yeah, he's
that
a
don't
politician
surprise
now.
me a bit.
I can never remember that guy's name.
I don't remember his name
He's got a
either.
weird name. Something Chris. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember
Not a
either.
band that I cared for.
But new metal changed the game for me,
New
man.
metal is good shit. I will never talk bad about. I don't know what Mustaine's
Rage
problem
Against
is.
the Machine in '92. That may have been the birth of Metalhead Greg, honestly.
There you go.
Like I remember hearing other things. I remember listening to Slayer and listening to Suicidal and Anthrax and stuff, and Metallica, obviously, and stuff like that. But when I heard, was it Killing in the Name of, I think, whatever the first track is off of the self-titled album, it fucking changed my life. Let me see. First album, Rage Against the Machine, Bomb Track. When I heard Bomb Track, yeah, I remember. I can even still remember. Like just that opening riff and the bass line that he fucking rips. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It just changed everything for me.
No, I won't argue with you there. Definitely much more talented than some of those grunge bands, in my opinion.
And then you get into bands like Snot. Snot was a
Remember
fucking
Snot? I remember
Snot was
Snot. I like
amazing.
Snot. Yeah.
That's
Die, motherfucker, die.
Yeah. Die mother pie. Yeah.
that wasn't Snot. That was
The singer from Snot and fucking
fuck. What's the name of that band? Not Soil, not Snot. I can't remember.
brain fart.
Yeah, dude, that's bad tonight. It's worse than I've had in a long time.
And,
How much longer are we going? Because I got to go to the bathroom.
well, let's say goodbye to everybody.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
Let's
We've been
wrap
on
it
almost
up.
3 hours.
Yeah. Well, I missed an hour, at least an hour and a half of it. Sorry.
Well,
Gives
all
us more reason to
everybody.
come back and
Thanks
talk
for
again.
coming on,
Yeah.
Christine and Tiffany and Tim Mullins and
Tammy.
Tammy Hearst Haunter was in there.
Tammy and yeah, our buddy from Atlanta area there. See Kevin Donegan.
Maybe next time we won't have technical issues
Well,
again.
fuck,
And-
dude, it's like every fucking time except for that first one we've had technical.
First one
issues.
went good. Yeah.
And then we can bring people on as well. You know what I mean? Let's
Yeah.
get some more
Yeah.
people in here
We'll
and
do that
talk to
next
them and
time.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because it'd be nice to have, especially Christine and Tiff.
Spread
Yeah.
the
Next
word.
time we'll bring people on. If the thing don't die.
Thanks, everybody. We appreciate it. I guess you can listen to the audio Sunday night when I put it out. So
For
If you
some
can
reason.
slice it
it'll be
together.
on it'll be on YouTube too if you
Yeah, the
want to
YouTube
hear it.
never died, I don't think. Mine just
No, it
froze up
didn't.
and then everything died on me
Well, the
completely.
Zoom did, so I'm gonna have to fucking mesh
You'll have
it
to
in.
splice it together, yeah.
So yeah.
Well, you're good at that. That's why you're the engineer.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on there, Greg and Carl. Thanks for coming.
You're gonna have to add Greg's picture onto your
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
Evil
make.
Talk Live.
I'm gonna have to make a fucking.
Seriously.
Yeah, right. I told him that.
Gonna have to do something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, guys, I am always here to chat with you guys. You know that. If you
Oh, we
didn't
love
know,
it,
Love
yeah.
you, brother. man. We
anytime, I'm
appreciate
always
it, man.
fucking here.
We love it. Thanks.
For being a younger guy. You're right on the same fucking path we are.
I'm a weird generational guy, man. I can hang with the kids and I can hang with the old folk.
Well, you're welcome anytime, brother. Or if you decide to do a show or whatever, what get your show going and
I
have
think
us on, we'll come on there, man.
I absolutely would like to do that. I think we're gonna do. I have a show planned. Just so you guys know, we're gonna do a versus episode of Street Trash because we had the original is one of my favorites, and then the new one, the remake, came out just this past couple months ago. So I have a couple guests lined up for that. We're gonna do an episode of Street Trash versus, and that'll be the reintroduction of Monsters in the Mosh Pit is coming back. So
Sweet.
Cool.
That's good.
Well, I watched the old one. The new one's on streaming, I think. Now
It
that
is.
I can get it.
yeah, it's on.
It's on-
It's either on Tubi or Amazon. I don't remember which one.
Fucking love Tubi. Dude, there's the infinite amount of just cool shit that I love on that channel. man.
Tubi's my go-to, bud. Like
It
I
is.
go to that
It-
more
it-
than anything.
The saying is, if it ain't on Tubi, you can't find it, man.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Fox owns Tubi, and they're actually starting to make movies for Tubi, is what I like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since they sold off their studio to Disney, the Fox is going back into the movie production business.
It's awesome.
Cool, man. Well, all right, everybody. Thanks for coming on. We appreciate, we love you, and thanks, guys.